Okay, welcome back to a special edition of the Rock and Roll channel. But this is from my 5 years ago during COVID. I joined a group called the Talking Shop Patreon group. Talking Shop led by Gallows. You got the wrestling on, Max?
Hold on.
We don't need to hear Michael Cole right now.
Seth Rollins cannot
Shop
sing that
forever.
right now. You can watch it on mute. But as I was saying, I joined a group called Talking Shop Patreon, led by Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Rocky Romero. And I just signed up for the heck of it because I was bored. And I heard they were doing a boozing one night. And that led to me becoming friends with them and friends with a lot of people in the group where every week we'd meet up, once, twice a week. We talked about everything but wrestling at a certain point. Life, everything. I don't want to say culminated in Baltimore because that means it ended there, and I don't want to use that term.
No, I don't think that's
didn't
right.
make it there. But these were like three of the people I was closest to by far there. 5 years later, so I thought let's come back and do a 5-year anniversary reunion special.
Because it was
God,
in
has it really
June.
been 5
right?
years?
We went.
Yeah,
we
June.
partied in June. It was
That's one of
literally.
the reasons I wanted to do it this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you read my mind. So Sal, you might have seen a couple weeks ago. He came on and made an appearance. Rex, one of the OGs of the group. These are all OGs, guys who were day one people in the group.
Triple OGs.
Triple OGs. And different parts of the country, but all came together for just a good cause, just being good brothers, good people. So if this conversation goes off the rail and we don't talk about memories all of a sudden, or we get into sports or anything, that's the Talking Shop way where things can go 15 million different directions. And I'll apologize in advance if we do any inside jokes or silly voices and only the four of us know. I apologize, but that's just kind of how Talking Shop works. So go in order. Should we go oldest to youngest?
Before anything else, go ahead, Rex.
Yeah. No, Mex is the
Is he Mex older than me?
Mex is the oldest.
Yeah,
Like he's got.
51.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking younger than you, Sal.
We didn't celebrate his 50th last year, so we'll do it here. So Mex,
yeah,
from Iowa. Man, what made you join the group? What were your memories? Just flow. Thank you for coming on.
it was. Thank you, Jeremy. Gallows and the Anderson just got released.
Yeah,
and I'd followed them. I'd followed Gallows quite a bit, especially through TNA and stuff like that. But I saw it pop up on my Instagram, so I was like, what the hell? Messaged him, and like 5 minutes later, he messaged back, and I was like, oh, cool. We had a quick chat, nothing long, and then a couple days later, maybe a week or so, and he's like, hey, we're doing this Patreon thing. Would you like to join us? I'm in. And all the way from there. You three delinquents.
Yeah, that's the way of putting it. Rex, one of the OG legends of the group, carved out his name in so many different ways, just being a good person. Shoot can outdrink pretty about anybody, and people learn that early on. Do not try to outdrink him, or you will suffer. From Philly, diehard sports fan, good person. Man, please, what are your memories of the group? What made you join it? Anything?
So actually, Trex Colin, he was kind of got me to join. We've been friends. Shoot, we've been friends since high school. Over 20 years. Us just hanging out, drinking, whatnot. Was in his wedding, the whole nine. He loved Gallows. He was a big fan of the Colt Cabana and where it was him, Colt, and Danielson doing the
the Wrestling Road Diaries.
Wrestling Road Diaries.
Yeah.
That was just escaped me. But so he loved Gallows and the Sex Ferguson thing. So we were always big wrestling guys, and we're just we started listening to the pod. All right, this is cool. And then I'm like, well, let's just take it a step further. Let's join. And actually, one of our first boozing with the boys, was it was the AEW pay-per-view. It was Mox and it was Mox and
Brody
Lee. And Kyle actually drew the artwork of the cards that were at ringside on AEW. So we were at my old place. We joined the Patreon. We did we dressed up. We had the Rex and Trex, the hats, the glasses and stuff. And then we got to watch Colin's art on TV for the first time. and that was pretty cool. He's a guy in AEW that what the hell's his name? Forget that. But yeah, he's the reason that Kyle's pretty much the reason that I joined, and then we just went from there. We kind of got drunk a lot, which you guys all were witness to.
Yeah, we did.
And partake. Like,
Yeah.
not just you.
And then like that was just on tape, which you guys saw, because we afterwards we still had a half a case to finish. We did a lot of case races back then. We don't do that anymore.
That's true. But we saw the pictures of the carnage.
Oh yeah.
So Sal, tell me if this is a proper introduction. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet as well. Sal kind of coasted in quietly and then made his impact known on one Boozing with the Boys early on, where he drank at least a half a bottle of tequila.
No, it was a full bottle.
It was a full bottle. I stand corrected.
I remember that.
And ended up buying 3 Rocky Romero shirts, and we realized, man, this guy has a personality. He's not just a quiet guy in the corner.
Yeah, that mess led him up.
One of my favorite people out there as well. Man, what made you join? I know we talked about it in the other day, but hey.
Well, just to kind of bring it back, just talking shop, you always tell the same stories over and over.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, right? That's the whole
That's
point.
true. It never gets old.
But like you said, like I coasted in quietly. I wasn't a big fan of, honestly, I wasn't really even a big fan of Japanese wrestling yet up to that point. I knew of Gallows and Anderson. I knew of them. And I don't remember how I found, I think it was on Twitter or Instagram, Boozing with the Boys, patreon.com. And it's funny because I was starting remembering certain things around that time was the Botch Club on the WWE Network. And I was watching it because Gallows and Anderson were on there, and that's where I saw and I heard their comedy. I'm like, oh, these guys are fucking funny. And then I stumble upon the podcast, and then that's where I started fucking having a really good time with that. And then, like you mentioned, slowly and got myself into the Patreon group, and like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. I'm talking to Doc Ellis, talking to Machine Gun, talking to Rocky Romero, and then meeting you guys at the end. Of like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. So yeah, it was just like that, just something easy to kind of hang out and see what's going on before the world went to shit. But after that, we all fucking hung out and stayed buddies after that point.
That's the best part of it. But like I'll admit, what's up, Slim Majors? I think it's Mel. I could be wrong.
What's up, Mel?
What's up, Mel?
What's up, Dan?
Dominguez right there. Appreciate
Mr. Dominguez.
I assume that's Mel, who I need to get in touch with. He's an OG Patreon guy too, and Daniel in a short time has really made his name known in the new group. That's for sure. Yeah, like I jumped on, and one thing I'll tell anyone who's ever thinking about doing a Patreon is it's month to month. If you don't like it, just cancel. You're not like locked in. I was right. You want to say what's up to everybody?
Hell yeah, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
Blunt after this one.
Yes. So, but I didn't know like how much you're gonna interact with. I didn't know that. They just said it's a happy hour. I said, man, I got nothing to do. Can't really talk to people like I used to. I'm in. I don't care if I'm staring at a screen for like 2 hours. And man, I remember I laughed so hard on that first Boozing with the Boys that I was on. And that was the famous Nathan story.
Which,
yeah, I got a funny story about later on that. But just Carl was so interactive with everybody. Gallows was, Rocky was. I mean, and then they were always bringing on guests too early on. Everyone, we would be like, who's coming on this time? Who's coming on? And then as the wrestlers went back to work more and more, it was harder for them to get guests.
Right.
I remember early on, Tama Tonga was a regular.
I missed that one. I missed that one where he was trying to fight everybody.
That was
a great one. My God.
Yeah,
he was staring in the camera, giving like what'd you say? Like nobody said anything, but like there was like 100 people like talking at once. So
I think
could have been anybody.
Hell yeah, man. That's all you heard. He's like, what? Who said that?
When he told that one, I want to repeat it, but man, it was great. Jericho came on.
That was hilarious.
I didn't that one. That was right before I got there.
I think my favorite one was when they hijacked. They brought Nick Jackson in. And they just sent him a link, and he joined, and we were all already hammered. And he's like, "What did I just click?" He's like, "You sent me a link. I clicked on it."
His face was literally like this.
He was sitting with his kid on a recliner.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And Carl's like, "Hey, what's up, Nick?" And he's like, Gallows just sent me a link, and I clicked on it. So of course, like some artists that we don't even know really jumped on, and we're asking him all these, when are you gonna be here, AW? When are you gonna be here? And he went right into like good guy, like promoter mode, like, okay, we got some events planned. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he doesn't deserve that on a Tuesday night. Yeah, he was sitting with his kid. That's right, with Tama. Carl, remember he had just had his newborn, so he visited Carl.
Okay, that's what it was.
And
Okay.
Carl
He's like-
left to go hold the baby for a while.
Oh God, was that when they just had Cashy, right?
No.
Oh, that-
Cash was born when it started. Tama was visiting Carl with his newborn.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, dude,
That's a real homie when you bring your kids over. You're hanging out. Dad's being dad.
Yeah. He had a fun day at the pool at the Copa Day Anderson pool. Yeah, so it just automatically, I'm like, this is awesome. I knew every 2 weeks I was gonna get a guaranteed laugh, and especially at that time, man, like every laugh was like so precious.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it isn't now, because I cherish everyone, but it was just a weird time in the world. Like best way to describe it.
Yeah, it was where you didn't know where to turn, you didn't know where to look at, you didn't know if up was down, down was up. It was just discombobulated all over. But the one thing that we did have, which makes sense now, we had the shining light of Talking Shop.
We did. I mean, I've made a point, like off the record, to tell Carl many times, like, you guys got me through COVID.
Yeah, they got a lot of us through COVID.
Yeah, like I mean, they understand it obviously, and they're grateful, but like, man, you just like basically opening your lives to us like this in a way.
Yeah,
like the money was irrelevant at that point. It was every 2 weeks you're like giving up time. Like their families are coming on, hanging out with us.
Yeah, Beth came on a bunch. Yeah,
Beth came on a bunch. His dad came on.
yeah,
Carl's family would come on. Like, you know, it wasn't just like, all right, we're gonna come here, we're gonna hang out with these guys for 2 hours and get back to work. Like, no, like we're all in this together attitude.
Yeah.
Did we have Gallows at a 4th of July party? We were all on and we were all hammered. It was a 4th of July party with Gallows, and he kept leaving his party at his house
No,
because
I thought he was on a beach and
Yeah.
he wanted to be on the Zoom call that we because Beth kept yelling. I'm like, yo, you have people that are actually here.
That's right,
Like,
a different one, yeah.
He was torn apart, dude. He was torn down the middle.
he wanted to hang out with us.
He's like, he wanted to show people he had working Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We can talk about the first Patreon episode. Mex, you were there. Rex and Sal, were you on the first one? The first Boozing with the Boys?
I think you were.
Is
Yeah.
that what is? I don't. So no, I don't. We weren't
Nathan
there.
Missed it.
We weren't there when Nathan was there. No, we jumped. We were on the second boost.
So that was like, okay, early on in Talking Shop, it was like Patreons. It was literally like, if on the Boozing with the Boys, it was, you had to raise your hand like you're in school. And then like Rocky will call on you and unmute you. And then obviously later on it just got to chaos. But so finally this guy Nathan's been waiting and waiting and waiting. He's like, hey guys, I want to tell you something. We hear, oh, you know what? And we see fire alarms go off.
So
His screen went off. We never heard from him since.
I gotta know if this guy's still around. Because
Carl, at least every couple months on Talking Shop, always makes a plea. Like,
yeah,
if you're out there, Nathan, like, let us know
it's
how
like,
you're doing.
like, should we put this story on the milk carton just in case? Like, oh wait, that's my story. Oh shit, these guys don't know I'm alive.
On the Jericho cruise, I'm with Rocky, and I'm kind of walking, probably going to the bar. Go figure. And this guy comes up to Rocky. He went to say hi to him. I'm like, I don't need to stand here. Like, let Rocky interact with a fan. They don't need me there. Because he came up to Rocky first thing. He said, nice to meet a fellow Boricua. So Rocky's all happy. And then he said, yeah, I was in the early Patreon days of Talking Shop. And he's like, Jeremy, get over here. We're like, wait a minute. Were you there? He's like, yeah, whatever happened to that Nathan guy? I was like, and he was like, he was there too. And we were talking about it.
I think he's like the first legend, like legit, like the first legend of Talking Shop.
Yeah.
Randomly on a cruise ship, middle of the sea. We're talking about that.
Yeah, and we're talking about it now.
Yeah,
And we're talking about it now.
5 years later.
Yeah, 5 years later, still talking
5
about the
years
guy
later.
burn his house
Because
down.
last month was the
Nathan, you're
5-year
out there, dude.
anniversary.
Send a signal. Send smoke signals if you have to, so we know you're there.
Yeah,
It probably just went off randomly, and he stopped. We never heard from him. And didn't he say he was paying for like months after that?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
He's like,
still-
Nathan's been paying for years. He's just never been back.
He just never been back. Yeah. So
he didn't use that Rocket app to see what what subscriptions he's got.
maybe he like Gallows. He got locked out of the Patreon.
I don't think Gallows is locked out.
That's fucking funny.
I don't think so, man. But hey, man, we're gonna go with that storyline. I like the storyline.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So,
I like it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anything you guys want to add about what made you join? What?
So dude, I'll add this. It was just fun when we met up every week. Like I remember we would all
Wednesdays.
meet up every week. Every Wednesday we would try to watch wrestling, even though we never watched it. We literally all we did was just hung out and partied. Literally, it was Hump Day Wednesday party. That's all we did.
I
To the
killed a
point-
case of beer by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
And
dude, the
on a
bottle,
Wednesday.
like
Oh, the Jameson, yeah.
I don't want to promote horrible drinking habits, but we all had a drinking habit every Wednesday, and
That's a polite way to say it.
I was so jealous.
yeah,
I wouldn't even say it was a habit.
yeah, man, it was a good time while it lasted like that at that time. But I mean, I think
was good
now
time.
that we evolved, grown up, and matured a little bit, that we're not just drinking our faces off. Like, yeah, maybe just it's still there. I mean,
Kayfabe, brother, kayfabe.
Maui.
But
I saw the picture I was posting in Maui. I
we
was
joke about that, but you know what? In a good way, we did promote safe because everyone would drink at home and then go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
So whether you drink 2 beers or 6 beers or 8 beers, you weren't out somewhere and driving home.
yeah,
Yeah.
or pounded a bottle of tequila.
So in a way, it was kind of like good for some people because it kept them out of trouble.
And it was also a thing where like a lot of people, maybe didn't have friends or didn't, or were like had moved and were, like new to a new city.
Nerds. Sorry.
So
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it's like Emerson, the homie Emerson talking about like how he didn't have any friends that watch wrestling. Like, even to like for us, our age bracket, like, yeah, us four still watch it to an extent or whatever, or grew up with it and still have an affinity for it. But majority of other people like, oh, you still watch that?
yeah,
It's fake. Like, hey, Indiana Jones is real, right? Come on.
yeah.
Don't give me
Yeah.
that. That's Han Solo and Indiana Jones, dude. What do
Yeah.
you know?
That's like people drive me nuts when wrestling fans say, "I'm not going to go to this show because I don't like the card." So do you not go to a movie because you don't think you're going to like how it ends?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you want to see the ending and then make a decision.
Right.
So that's why I've never understood that. But no, that was a nice thing that we all had the common ground of wrestling. But then so much other stuff came. Like I think we always talked about music just as much as
Oh yeah.
wrestling, if not more.
The nights that we did the movie watch along, where you guys were there for the Major League one, right?
Yeah, the one and
Yeah.
only.
We watched Major League.
That was great.
And it was great because like everyone just like, all right, it's streaming, just put it on streaming somewhere, and then we'll just like sit there and bullshit and laugh and drink. And it like those, I think I know Uncle Dan wanted Jaws for the longest time, which would have been great. But yeah, the Major League one, that one sticks out because that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We were talking about that movie for months, and then we only said, let's just do a watch along.
Baseball was a big thing for all of
back
us.
then. 4 years ago, watch alongs on Zoom were a big
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
and baseball, just like talking about sports, talking about like, all right, well, well, fuck the Yankees, well, fuck the Phillies, like just like
That's
all of us bullshitting about sports, and that's how like the baseball movie, like, it was like, oh, we all love Major League, let's watch Major League.
Yeah. Let's put our vote in that one.
Even the girls would pop in and like, oh, what are you boys doing tonight? Like, yeah, we're watching Major League, and they'd sit there and hang out because they wanted to hang out
Yeah, but then they'd get upset that we weren't talking wrestling.
about wrestling.
The girls were more upset about the guys
Yeah.
not talking wrestling. than
Yeah, that- which is
what
great.
planet does that exist? They'd be like, why can't we talk about Hangman's segment and we're two like nobody watched it.
Yeah,
We
sorry
were
guys,
just talking about
we didn't
Motley
watch it.
Crue, Dr. Feelgood album.
That was another thing we did. We did music videos one night where we just watched old like music videos. Like I remember it was like Michael Bolton was one, and I was like, I think that was towards the end where everyone was already hammered. We put on Michael Bolton and Kiss.
How to
Yeah.
make you lovers if we can't
Yes.
be friends.
A lot of Kiss, a lot of good
Yeah.
memories in that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what my favorite part is, that it's burned out and we did the one twice a week maybe. Sometimes it was Tuesday, Wednesdays. I'd be like, guys, I gotta go to sleep at some point. Like,
I Jeremy, you would like as soon as wrestling was usually like around like 10 or like I know because you were like, yo, I gotta get up for work. I gotta go.
5:30.
Yeah, I remember that. You had to go. It was like,
You're like,
"Hey,
all right, guys,
Somebody'd
I'm
be
out.
like,
I gotta go.
lightweight, and I'm like 5:30. Like you weren't locked in.
responsibility. You got responsibility, guys.
You were responsible. The rest of us were on to like
Yeah, we're all a
midnight.
bunch of degenerates.
Well,
I'd
at
see you
midnight
guys-
my time. It's 9 o'clock. Sal's is getting pumped, ready
That's
to go.
why
and
I would come back strong on like if you did a Friday watch along. I'm gonna show these guys.
Yeah.
the pay per view ones were fun too because we were like, all right, so who's got the network? All right, well, or we would have someone buy the pay-per-view, and then we'd all watch it.
Yeah.
And then, kayfabe, Rocky never joined us, but to watch some pay-per-views. But
Yeah, and if he was available, he would just pop in on a Saturday night.
he just hung out with us sometimes, and like. I don't know
Poor
for the
guy.
people that are new that didn't there's not a lot of Rocky. Rocky was like the majority.
He ran the show.
Carl
Rocky
is.
was
Rocky was-
that Patreon
yeah.
at that time. Yeah, Rocky After Dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it was great.
That was the original, and then it became Mark's After Dark, and then there you go. But no, yeah, he was definitely big. He's the reason why we had that that little outing right there for a while with Rocky. So, Rocky, if you're hearing this, come on back, dude, hang out.
Yeah,
Come on,
he's
man.
the busiest man in wrestling.
Busiest, literally the man in wrestling right now. That's
I
what
love
he
it. I love Rocky.
yeah,
Rocky's
and
he's
the
a
things he
hell of
put
a
up
hang
with-
too. When you
So speaking of, I'm sorry, Rex, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you just
No, you're
reminded me of when we all hung out in Hollywood and we were playing Mulholland Drive as we're driving in Hollywood when we're in my truck. We're having that on blast. Everybody's in the truck, just vibing to that song, and just Mulholland Drive. Oh, right?
Sure, we went to Resurgence. We went to New Japan that night.
Yeah, that's when we went to New Japan. That's where I almost
Yeah,
got.
weren't we like two or three rows from the we were ringside,
were-
right?
Technically,
You're
we're right against the thing because where we sat, we had the last 3 or 4 seats to the very left, and then right in front of us was just a gap, and then there's the barrier. But right there in front of us was like the first row, so we kind of had like first row ish seatings, but with just a little bit further away from the barricade.
That one
We're-
dude
we-
wanted
by the end
to
of the night, we're all
fight
hanging
you
over
so
the barricade.
bad. That one dude was so mad because you kept yelling and taking your mask off, and he's like, "Put your mask on." I'm like, "Dude, leave him the fuck
Dude,
alone."
shut the fuck up.
Dude, how is he supposed
Yeah.
to drink his beer with a mask on?
Exactly.
I told him that finally. I used to go to a corner over there and do it. I'm like, get out of here, man.
Dude.
He's one of those nerds
Back
with the
to
title
Florida.
belt walking around.
And dude, I was about to tell him, hey, you better put that title on the line right now before I whip your ass, dude.
Yeah.
Keep talking
We
about
almost had a real main event.
I knew Sal was feeling pretty good because he bought a hot dog when we were leaving the stadium from that
No,
guy,
he tried to,
and he
we
used a
wouldn't
credit card.
Yeah.
let him. No, we wouldn't let him. We
You
wouldn't.
guys
let him.
stopped me from getting scammed.
It was the most sketchy hot dog in the history, man.
Yeah, dude.
hot dog in this.
And
And the funny part is,
I was trying to buy a hot dog once on like Bourbon Street in New Orleans from my heart. So,
Oh,
like,
dude, I wouldn't
I'm
have
not
done that.
good.
and the funny
Right.
part was,
So for
when we
me to
got
say that one was bad,
so I ended up, I think it was Eric that bought me the hot dog. He had cash, bought me the hot dog. We all get back in my truck, and I'm eating my hot dog, and I drop it in the truck.
oh yeah.
I remember
Wait,
that.
didn't we see Mox after
What?
the show? Remember, we were
That was
waiting
the-
for Rock to pick us up.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but
And we were all-
that
we
was
were
the
all-
first time we
yeah,
ever heard
and-
Sal called by his full name.
Yeah.
Salvatore.
It's the first
Yeah.
time ever. We all went.
Yeah. He's in trouble, guys. Like, nah, it's cool, guys.
But Mox
we all
was
did, like, we're
walking-
not gonna say a word.
Mox was walking with his bag, and he just saw. He looked up and he saw all like 4 of us. And like he's like, and we're like, great match, dude. Like none of us gives a shit. We were
Yeah.
just wanted to
I
get
was
back
the
to
only
the
one that
car.
actually kind of marked out, but then I think it was either Jeremy or Eric that said, "Hey, dude, relax, dude, chill."
Oh,
Relax.
no, come on, man.
We were all drinking, so.
Yeah, I was drinking. I'm like, "Oh shit,
I
fucking
was
TJ
sober by
bro."
then.
Hey, dude, relax.
Oh, you got annihilated
I
because
did.
we kept buying you doubles of
Yes.
at the Lemmy's Lounge at the Rainbow.
Yes. Every time I'm in a conversation with somebody, you go, put it in front of me, and like you can't say no. And Jack is like, one
No.
that-
I saw the pictures
I
from
sobered
that
up by
day.
the time I got
Yeah,
to the show.
I have pictures of that one.
Yeah. That one I saw like by the time we got to the show and everything, because it was like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
far. It
The
was.
show in
but
LA.
it was
That's
a cool day though.
Yeah.
We're just roaming around LA all day, drinking
yeah,
so
so
mostly
that's
Boston
normal
beer.
in LA. But by the time we got there, I was. But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do
I
this.
had a picture of me with the 2 cans. I was gonna. You guys were telling me, "Oh, do the Stone Cold Smash." I'm like, "Nah,
You know how much I spent $40 in these beers. I'm like,
Yeah,
$2 a piece, guys."
like, I spent $40.
No, we got pretty tuned up at the Rainbow. We were like Blacktooth Grins. It was Lemmy's Lounge. We had to.
Yeah, we were hanging out with.
I
Lenny
still
those
got the
days.
pictures. I still got the pictures from
me
that
too.
day.
Yeah.
I'll have to send them to you guys.
Yeah, I have them. I might just put them into the Patreon group.
Yeah, like we took all over the Rainbow Room that day.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We got the private tour in the back. We saw the.
the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
Random.
there's a picture of me and Jeremy right with the Guns N' Roses collage that's in there.
Yeah, in the
That's at
booth.
from
Yep,
November
the booth,
Rain. But no, we're walking up the stairs and we're like, oh, look at John Bon Jovi. Look at Slash, and like some random person who works there, random sees us and goes, "Oh yeah, that's the booth over there." Like
Yeah.
it was any other chair. We're like, "What?"
Yeah, it was
They're
the
like, "It's open now.
Bullpen.
Have at it." And we did.
Yeah. I was like, is this the piano where he played November Rain right here? No.
And then
Is
I
the
was
piano
like, "This is where Slash did his documentary too."
I'm
Yeah.
like, we were up in the bathroom. I'm like, I'm sure there's a lot of other things that happened in that bathroom.
I know, huh? Thinking about that, like, oh shit.
It
And
was
the
like,
stairs
"Ooh,
are
yes."
narrow there.
It's like, don't
Narrow.
sit down. Don't sit down and wash your hands.
A lot,
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
But no, that was that Rainbow Room. And then we were at Austin's brewery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're
right. We
at
went to El
Austin.
Segundo's.
Yeah, we're at El
Well,
Segundo.
like where he gets his beer made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they have the 316 beer made.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
have the picture of all of
delicious too.
Incredible. Yeah,
Yeah, that was we had a really decent group that trip.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We did. That was good.
That's how. But yeah, but before that was the Baltimore trip.
Oh,
Now I had before Baltimore, I was the only one who had done a Talking Shop live. Now they had only had one ever before it.
you in Austin?
But in Tampa, which I'll
Yeah.
segue to Baltimore because when I was in Tampa a few weeks ago, I FaceTimed Sal and I gave him a tour of where that Talking Shop took place, the parking lot where we did the Zoom call prior to the show. And Sal's remembering it. He's like, "Oh, that was here, and that's where that happened. That's
Yeah.
the spaceship over there." Like he
Yeah.
remembers it all. He's like, "That's cool to see it." But Baltimore, Ray messages me somewhere. I forgot where I was, and he goes, "I'm afraid I might be the only one that's going to Baltimore because I live so close." I'm like, "Bro, I'm in. I'm in." And he's like, "Well, at least I know someone going." And then I think Sal was like, "Yeah, you had fun in Tampa." I'm like, "I don't remember all of it." He's like, "That's what I'm looking for." That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think when I was in Tampa, like that day or the day after, you had already booked your flight.
I think
Yeah,
I
I
was barred from travel.
together and doing that.
Yeah, you were barred from travel. But so then the four of us were the first ones in, and that spiraled into 25 people showing up.
I was
in
like, yeah,
Baltimore.
you had Timmy coming in from New Orleans, never
New
flown in
Orleans.
his life.
Yeah,
That was his first flight. I'm like, I was like, oh no, and he was scared to death once he got there. He's like, that was terrible. I'm like, oh man. I was like, well, at least you're gonna have fun hanging out with us for the weekend.
Right, but
Amanda
was
came
a
in from
fun-
Michigan. Eric came from Michigan.
Everybody came
Kyle,
from different parts of the country. Bottom
yeah,
line.
Kyle came up. He came up just for Talking Shop, but like, I mean, I was there. Like,
That
literally,
day?
Jeremy and I pulled up right behind each other in our Uber.
Of course. Of course.
Jeremy pulls in, and my Uber pulled in behind him, and I got out, and we're like, you.
Yeah, we showed like we screenshotted our ETAs on our phone with our Uber, and they were literally 2 minutes apart.
And I
Yeah,
took the
I
train
got
because it's only
one of the other guys in there.
Which was crazy.
the fact that they put us on the same floor too.
Yeah,
That-
that floor,
that was
floor
random.
3 was the party floor.
That was random. They
My
told-
room was the party room.
that's true. We'll get into that, but we were checking in the same time. So they said to us, "Do you guys want to be on the same floor?" We get to
Yeah.
floor 3, and we're like, "Yeah, sounds great." And then we in the group message said to everybody, "Try to get floor 3 if you can." Everybody did.
The whole floor.
The whole floor.
We
I
owned
think- Sal, didn't you clean the floor one day? You felt so bad for all the beer cans left outside.
Didn't we try to make the pyramid in the
I
hallway?
think we did. Yeah,
But
we were the only. Jared,
look
Max, we
outside,
were the
it's
only
Sal
ones.
with a garbage bag, and he's like, "I can't take this anymore. These people are paying good money to stay here, and we look like
It was only us though. Thankfully, like it was my room, and there was a wall. There wasn't anybody, which was great.
Same here. I was
And in the elevator.
my room and your room. Rex had the elevators between them.
Yeah, which was great because I can't believe we didn't get a noise complaint.
yeah.
And it's funny because how many people
I
I
don't
had
think we
like
were that bad. I don't
I
think
think-
we were that noisy.
You had the pre-Talking Shop party in your room,
yeah.
like every
And
day.
then-
It's great.
Or we actually went to the show.
And then if you think about it, like, and I'm obviously going off the rails now, but like
Do it.
Jeremy hung out with Trex and I for spring training in Florida. He literally walked in on us getting a noise complaint because we were listening to Anthrax too loud and jumping off of the TV
Yeah,
stand
that's for that
doing
picture.
elbow drops and drinking. The fridge was like we had like 60 beers in that fridge, and I think we not as bad as the ones that me and Eric Sal put away a good amount in California for before that concert, but yeah, like I had so much alcohol left over the morning that we were leaving. I'm like, yeah, but I wound up giving it to the girls that lived in Baltimore. I'm like, here, we're not taking this with us. Like, we took some of the beer, but there was some stuff that I'm like, even if I wanted to take this, I wasn't. It was like, like,
but not all of it was yours.
Seagram's.
Yeah, most of your room.
Yeah, which was fine. I didn't give a shit. But
yeah,
I remember
we weren't noisy in that sense. Like, we didn't crank music. We didn't do anything.
We're just hanging out.
Surprisingly,
we weren't delinquents
each other
in the room. We really weren't. Sometimes, like, we'd put out, a trash, garbage bag of empties, and that's where it looked like. I remember Silent Who came by and was like, "Have you seen the carnage, like, on the way to Rex's room?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Oh." And he said, "Yeah, me and Sal couldn't take
a Monday Night Raw from the 90s, dude."
It really, it looked like New Age Outlaws got thrown into the dumpster. Like,
yeah,
there was a grocery store with a beer store connected to it. Yeah. Right by the hotel, so you had everyone with like walking with their cases.
Dude, I remember I couldn't even walk in there because we went to dinner. That first night that we all got together, I think we all went to dinner.
We all went to dinner.
Yeah, we went to that Barracuda spot, and I remember
remember that name.
I felt like now I don't know if you guys remember this episode, but it was one of the Patreon extras with Talk Shop where it was Markins doing the show for the boys, right? Because Gallows was eating he was covered in butter and crab, right? Yeah, Rex remembers that one. So I remember that night I was sitting there eating wings. We're all on this table. I'm just sitting there eating wings, had wings all over my face, and I was drunk as fuck. So I remember Rock pulled me aside, like, "Hey, you're drunk right now, and I want you to last. I need you to slow down and drink water." And I'm like, "No, I want to party. Let's go." And but I remember we went to the grocery store across the street from the hotel, and I'm just sitting there like,
the first night.
Yeah, the first night is walking aimlessly because I don't know. I was following her. She was my chauffeur, so I just had my arm walking around.
Everybody was in bed by 10:30 the first night.
Yeah.
We were pretty.
We got there. We started drinking at like noon?
9:30.
It was early. It was really early because I
had a 6 a.m. flight there. You had a 7 a.m. bus ride.
Yeah, I took the train up from Philly.
And we were right next to the grocery store. And I texted him like 9:30 or whatever. I'm like, "Do you want to get some beer?" And he was like, "Hell yeah."
I was already going. I was just looking to see if I could get delivery anywhere because I figured Baltimore doesn't have GoPuff or anything. So like we're like, "Oh, where can we get beer?" It's right next door. This is going to be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it really was.
Man,
which was awesome.
Worst thing ever.
worst best thing ever. Because that Saturday we had to find something to do.
Yeah, we were there for 3 days.
No one wanted to do like a tourist thing. The Orioles were out of town.
Yeah.
So that was not football season. There's no rating.
Nothing. So like this girl used to be in the Patreon. Stephanie says, "Hey, if you guys are bored Saturday night, my band is playing at this place in Columbia, Maryland." Now, I knew Columbia, Maryland. They said
sports bar,
and I said it's kind of on the redneck part of Maryland. You'll be fine, but it's kind of, and so I was like, I don't care. They have alcohol. And we go to Columbia.
It was a biker bar, by the way, guys.
It was a biker bar. That's why I'm prefacing with the redneck. And they're cool to you if you're cool to them.
Yeah, and that was we had a good time. No one bothered anybody, but we drank. I think I still have a photo from that night too of everybody.
Yeah. That place.
Steph's band was great.
Yeah, we had a great time. It's a good way to like.
The funny part is Steph's band didn't start till like 9, and we were there like at 3. So for 6 hours. That 6-hour block before the show.
They made a lot of money that night.
Yeah, I remember the bartender like cracking open another bottle of tequila. It's like, "Oh man, you guys are going after it today." And it's like 7:30, and I'm just me and Silent Who were sitting next to each other the whole time because I didn't want to move. I just wanted to sit down, and me and him just shot after shot after shot.
Everybody's
Big Jimmy.
What were the odds? Because I mean, I'm like the least, but like I like baseball, and there were some diehard baseball fans in the group between Rex and Sal and everybody, and everybody's team was playing each other that weekend one way or another.
We were. That's right.
What were the odds of that?
It was funny too.
Everybody, so we're all talking smack. Go figure.
I think
So
it was,
they had
yeah,
made sure to put every one of our games on. Like,
yeah, we had like above us every
but we didn't
baseball
care.
game.
We
So
got there 3
yeah,
because we said we
Their,
wanted.
their fried rockfish. That's what I was munching on every like 20 minutes because I was just hungry because we were there for 9 hours.
We were.
That's pretty damn good, dude. That's pretty damn good.
It was the
pretty
fish.
damn
up.
cool, man.
Yeah, the seafood.
No, Baltimore had a great seafood, but like, we're talking seafood. And Jeremy, didn't we go to Jimmy's beforehand?
We went that Friday to check it out.
We went Friday because like, yeah, let's go get some food, and we
Oh, we
went.
drank
We're
there
like,
too.
we
We
had to go
forgot
to
about that.
Jimmy's,
Yeah.
and then
We
they had the Paul Bear beer.
Came friends with the manager there. And you got a shirt that I haven't seen since there. You got that
Oh,
Iron Man Seafood shirt?
the Led Zeppelin one.
Led Zeppelin Jimmy Seafood shirt.
Yeah,
I only had it in his size.
I'm like I know I have it somewhere.
They said you can't get this really anywhere. Not on any.
It was great. It's awesome, and I mean, if you've never been to Jimmy Seafood, go. And
There's a reason why the wrestlers go there.
it's the food is like it's incredible. The drinks are great. They have wrestling on all the time. They have wrestling themed beer, and this was before I don't know if they had the Stone Cold beers when we were there, but I know they had like
For that weekend, they did.
the Undertaker Paul Bear beer. They had a couple other different
I
ones
was
too.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, so
I'm a mark for it. But I had gone to Jimmy's, I think 3 years before, because I knew I was going to Baltimore and I saw Braun Strowman somewhere, and I said, "Is Jimmy's worth like the hype?" He's like, "Brother, I would drop 3-4 hours out of the way to go to that place." And I tweeted all them.
Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I'd go anywhere to drive anywhere to go to that place. Man, that place. Not just if you're a wrestling fan, like that place is. So
if you
good.
like good food, go to Jimmy's.
You like good food, everything.
Egg rolls. Those were good.
Yeah,
We didn't have that the first time.
Jeremy, we split. Yeah, we split the egg rolls.
Yeah.
You got them and you're like, yeah, try one. I'm like, dude, that's fine. You're like, no, because they were like $30.
I don't care.
But he's like, just try one. I'm like, all right, fine. And I'm like, oh, these are.
Yeah, but we did the Sharesy anyway. Like we got like a bunch of things.
Hell, you guys all drank beer and Sal brought the tray of Jameson up to my room.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of me like.
Well,
oh yeah. Well, Rock. Shout out to Rock.
Yeah.
They both said we're gonna go out for a little bit. We'll be right back. So we're like, all right, whatever. We hear knock knock like 30 minutes later. Tray of like 30 shots.
Some of the people in the room were like, "Oh my god, I don't do shots," and we're like, "Oh, I guess I have extra, don't we?"
No,
yes, I got extra for me.
Because it's very honestly, and not that I care at all. For as big a drinkers as this group is, very few drink liquor.
Yeah,
It might be just like me, you,
and Sal.
Me, you, Sal, and Rex that consistently drink liquor.
Trex doesn't drink liquors to this day.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I've never done a shot with Colin.
I don't care, but
in 20-some years of friendship, I've never done a shot with him.
Yeah.
Not one.
Oh wow. But we were the only ones that would drink liquor and like talk about it and post about it.
Well,
everybody had their reasons, and I get it. Like,
yeah, we did.
I might be able to do more liquor than some people, but there weren't really any people I could out drinking beer in that group.
No, like it's.
But
I was out with Eric in Gettysburg. He was trying to get me to do a shot. Do a shot of Jägermeister. I'm like, no.
Remember Ray turned down that shot with us, Rex? In
yeah, WrestleMania weekend.
About, let's do shots. I walk up with 3 fireballs, and we had a lot before that show that day. I know I just went off the rails here. This was Philadelphia WrestleMania. We had a lot of shots before we got to that point. I go, Bully, you gotta take a shot with us. He goes, sorry guys, I can't right now. Go Rex.
He was going to his little party thing.
Yeah, it's like, Rex, I need your help here. He's just fine by me. And but yeah, Baltimore. So Jimmy
twist my arm.
Uh-oh.
Grayson.
He took a break from what's up, Grayson? Grayson is a I'm not gonna call him a legend yet because I don't want to give him.
I just hear
big head. No.
Just hear that when I hear his name.
No, he's made quite the impact on the new version of Talking Shop. It's like Saved by the Bell, the old class, and Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Yeah.
Am
I Zach Morris or am I AC Slater? I don't know.
You're Slater, man.
I think you have to be Slater.
I don't know which one am I in.
You have to be Slater. Yeah, definitely. But Grayson's like, he's made quite the impact on the new one. A good guy. Like,
there's a lot, dude. Let me say, like,
a lot of good people in the new one.
There's a lot
really
of
nice.
awesome people. Yeah, there's like a lot of really awesome, nice people.
I thought we were nice. I thought we were nice in the old one. Man, these people are like nice. Like, genuine people. And I'm not saying okay, let me rephrase that. That sounded terrible. Like they're the type of people in this group as like you'll say, "Hi, I'm having a good time tonight," and 30 people will right away go, "Good for you. Have a great time."
Hell yeah, man. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
hell
man.
yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
You might have had like
Hell
2 or
yeah.
3, and the other ones and the rest would be like, "Screw off!" Like,
Shut up, nerd.
nerd.
I know now there's someone else. Hey, I'm having a great time. Like, shut up, nerd.
Yeah,
Just laugh like, hey guys, we're
I'm
all
supposed to care.
I
I
got
had
it.
8 beers. Beat that. Like,
Yeah. Well, that was usually us.
I was
Like, yeah,
gonna say,
I'm on my knife.
I was gonna say, Rex,
Grayson, good to hear from you, buddy.
remember when I walked down this where you knew about? I walked down the stairs in Jimmy's Famous Seafood. I walked down to the basement thinking it was the bathroom, and I got lost.
Yes, I do remember that.
Don't do
And
that.
I found Gallows and Bethany.
You
talked
found
to
you,
Tommy or
you
somebody.
found everybody downstairs. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you walked into
They're like
the
filming promos, and Sal walks in. Hey guys. They're
Yeah,
like,
trying to find the goddamn bathroom, even though I've been there already. I just like, oh, flight of stairs. Let me see what's down here.
There's quite a few pictures of everyone with the belt that night too. The talking
Oh
shop
yeah,
title.
I got pictures of me and you having
Yeah.
that belt.
Because they brought us up on stage to chug a beer, and Kyle's not a chugger, so like we're just like spilling it everywhere. Still have those Zubas too.
Oh, so many Zuba.
And I think that was
Dude, I'm like, did I forget my pair? I should have brought a pair.
yeah, I just want to give Grayson a shout out here. He said he's always lurking around. LOL. We love having you on here.
hell yeah, man.
Sal, he said you're definitely Slater.
Okay, good.
Much love. Machine Gun Radio is gonna happen. I couldn't do it last week. He's out of town this week. It's gonna happen. It's
It's gonna be hard for him to do one in Paris with you. So
Yeah.
fine. That's
Like
fine.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, he offered last week. I was
Brother,
out of
Brian.
town. I appreciate that, Grayson, man.
Up and down the byways.
We'll get you on here sometime, Grayson. That's for sure. Hear the behind the
They
scenes.
get you to come on? Come on?
Come on over here. But yeah, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. I told him last week I couldn't do it, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna keep building it up." All right, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's even gone off the rails now, which is that makes him so happy, which is great. But let's put these guys over for a minute.
Yeah,
Gallows, Anderson, Romero. We're not talking right now if it's not for them.
true.
oh yeah,
Never would have met in a million years.
Yeah.
These guys really like embraced us and like treated us like friends right away.
Yeah. And for all the the people who've come and gone, like there's still a lot of people that I still talk to that don't do it anymore. That for whatever their reasons may be. But like, had I not hung out, in this thing and like got me, like we said earlier, got us through COVID. It absolutely did. It got the boys through COVID too.
Mhm.
I think as much as it was for us, but like I think it was something for them to like, hey, let's escape.
They've told me that.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
not-
it was a nice escape, but like,
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
hell,
like, man, you guys did just as much for us. I'm like, I don't know about that, but I like. It's nice of you to say that.
like, well, so like Gallus, like the whole Rex and Trex thing, is like we're the bastard sons of sex, but like,
Dude, one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen.
Yeah, but
It's
you did
fun-
that impromptu.
yeah, and that was
You didn't
Colin.
just like call him and say, "Hey, we're gonna dress like you. What do you think?" You just did it
Yeah,
randomly.
we just did it
And
randomly.
He
We were
was
like,
going
whatever.
through like the screen to like pick somebody. It's like Rex Ferguson, bring these guys on, and then they were dressed up in gimmick. Let's not
Full
forget
gimmick.
that. Full
What's funny
gimmick.
is it was supposed to be Rex and Specs too, which a lot of people don't know, but the gals like Rex and Trax, and we just kept it. And like
How could you not?
Carl will be like Tex, and I'm like, who the fuck is Tex? Oh, Colin. But next time when they finally do announce a boozing, I'm gonna see if I can get down to his house and get him on here, because like I just tried to get him on the night and he was like, oh, he's tied up, he's he's an
Oh, man.
illustrator.
You want to hear something funny? Grayson, holy F. I thought Rex Ferguson was a cute name. I never put two and together. Honestly, I
Hey,
think,
and that's part of the whole point. This
Part of
was-
I
part
think
of the
there were a
point,
lot
baby.
of people last time that didn't know his
Brother.
name.
It's
Shoot
funny.
names about 6 months into it.
It's funny because people do always like they like to this day, like, yo, like Sal, I'll be in California, we'll be at a bar, and Sal will go, hey, yo, Rex, and I'll answer, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
know that's
he
not
did
my
do
name,
that.
but like, fuck it, like,
yeah,
All
I
his
remember
Scott friends were like, "Why is he calling you?"
why are you calling Rex?
I'm like, I can't help it, man.
I know it's funny because when I say, because like out like at home, like I'll be talking about you, Rex, right? Like, oh, Rex, or I'll say Ray sometimes. And my wife would like, you mean Rex? Like, yeah, of course, that's what I meant.
Whatever
Like,
comes out of my mouth. It's
she
not
obviously
like,
remembers you, but like
Yeah.
just all the nicknames that are going in and out of this thing. So I
Yeah.
make sure the nicknames and the names actually still connect. But like, oh no, you mean Rex, not Ray. I don't know Ray. I know Rex.
Yeah, no, Rex.
Yeah.
he had to tell him, he's like,
Like I've gotten drunk with Rex.
this is my name in this world. You may hear him say it. Like,
Oh, see, so Jeremy went to that show with me before, but I'll just tell this story real fast. The Bambi shows. So
Yeah, it was fun.
Sal and Eric went with me. And
first
we went. It was like the second one. So I went to the hotel. I met up
I
with
was his
Sal.
first, though.
He was.
I was his first, though.
So he went. Yeah, he got iced when he got there too, because it's like a tradition over there. But no, we were hanging out, and I kid you not, Eric, Sal, and I, we went to the hotel bar and drank.
Oh,
We bought 2 30-packs of Modelo,
yeah, we did.
and we drank 60 beers
Yeah,
between the three of us, because my fridge was empty the next day, and there was only 3 of us in the room. Sal orders
I had
Outback. He
Like,
ordered Outback. Got it delivered to my
You got a
room.
blooming onion?
Yeah, he did. And a steak and a blooming onion. He eats. Then we go to the show, and we're drinking double Jack and Cokes
Oh,
That
and
was so bad.
and
So
pounders. And then like he did like I lost him and Eric, and then like I find Sal in the back, and he goes, "I want to go home." I'm like, "Okay, bud." I'm like, let me put you in an Uber. I get a message 15 minutes later. Put Sal in the Uber. He gets in there. He goes, Sal. It's a picture of Sal with a gimmick in his hand and another drink, and he's in the hot tub hanging out with his brother.
yeah.
I was like, he rebounded his second win, but that was a very like.
what about
reason.
when I had to find you that Friday night at like some Western bar
Who,
in
me?
Orange County? Yeah, when I was there. Remember, I kind of got a bit sidetracked.
Oh, the karaoke bar.
Well, that's where I ended up finding you.
Azteca.
Yeah, but it was like
Yeah.
it looked like a downtown Western area.
It was Azteca. It's a Mexican place right next to the venue in Garden Grove.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah,
dude. That
that
place was great because you
I
were
was
hanging
very
out with some
friendly.
girl that night.
I was.
Yeah.
I
He was.
was.
Yeah,
he
you
was,
were.
He was talking to some girl. I was hanging out with like.
Sounds like typical Jeremy over here.
Yeah.
No, but
Hang
I
out
kept saying, he's like, "You're good. Go do your thing. I'm with
Hey,
her."
go.
And I'm like, "Well, she's kind of
She's a good
married and with her sister." He goes, "I don't care. Just
What
go."
about
I didn't see no
She's
ring.
married?
That's what he said, and I said, so I left, but like it was kind of like quick. So then I left. I felt bad, but those bars were right by where the venue was.
Where the concert was around the corner. Yeah.
So I come back, he was long gone. I go, "Oh boy!" And then let's go to this other bar, and he's sitting there. And she kept saying, "What about your friend?" I'm like, "He's with 30 people." Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's good.
We were.
I'm
I
sure
like I
he's
said,
fine.
Yeah.
when I come to California, it's like a family reunion.
So
for me.
yeah,
it's
so
like my second
I ended up
home.
going back to the hotel. He calls me at 1 a.m. and goes, "Can't get my wristband off, man." I'm like, "What? He can't be that drunk, dude." To get this sucker off, he wasn't kidding. We spent an hour like
Yeah, like
chiseling
trying-
this thing.
yeah, it was. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell was?
he wasn't
I don't
kidding.
know.
I spent it, he's like, not too many friends just come up to your room at 1 a.m. on a Friday and like,
Hi, man. I need this. I need
"I
this thing.
can't get off this wristband, man. How am I gonna go to Japan tomorrow?"
Oh man, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God. Max, you've been
Like-
quiet, man. Anything you coming back to you with your Patreon memories? You big
Just
part of it, like Jake,
hammered.
big part.
Just hammered. We'd get hammered and we'd have a good time.
We had good
When
chats.
we had a
in
good
there.
time. It wasn't like, we wouldn't, get hammered to the point. Okay, there's no talking shovel mania too.
You don't have to worry about people getting
Both of
A
them.
couple times we got off the rails in that shit.
right, but you don't have to worry about people getting belligerent because we're on
Yeah,
screens
yeah.
like this.
Yeah, and nobody ever got belligerent. Everybody had their own opinion, but nobody was like, "Well, you're wrong," or this, that, or the
That's the
other.
nice thing is
never,
Wasn't to me? It wasn't like your typical wrestling fan talking to another wrestling fan and just critiquing every little thing. When motherfucker,
Yeah.
you never took a bump in your life, so just
I
relax.
hate that. I hate that.
You know, it was never like that in that group or in
It
this.
got- in the beginning on those early Tuesday, Wednesday nights, it was all like that, and I was like, I don't know how many more of these I can take. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Put a mark.
Life was stressful. I was like,
After
I don't
dark.
really want to. I
don't
got to get
wanna
up
trip
at
on
5:30 in the
fruit.
morning. I don't really want to hear someone say, "Well, Chris Bay better be in this. Oh, I don't want to use his name, but like somebody from TNA, because remember every Tuesday night we gotta watch TNA. We gotta watch TNA, even though like Gallows and Anderson hadn't been on TV yet. But like after a while, I was like, are we just here to like critique wrestling? Because I can listen to podcasts all day for that.
Yeah.
And then I remember finally, like a couple people were like, a little football. Let's talk about life a little. Let's talk. And then more and more people were coming back onto those watch alongs.
Yeah,
Because they're like, man, I didn't. Last thing you want is people to think, well, I didn't watch Raw on Monday. Can I come on? Like,
I'm not watching Raw now.
You turn it on. What? Oh,
yeah,
I haven't watched in 6 months. Really, I haven't watched since Mania. Or what's no, actually,
Ooh.
yeah, I just watched Mania. That's it. I
I did the same. I watched Mania. I didn't really get into it a whole lot this year. I mean, when I can.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I still stay.
We're gonna try to meet me in Vegas.
To the grind on it, but I'm not. I I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched SmackDown in a month, maybe 2 months. It's just I always felt it was lackluster. And of course, the ones I don't watch, it's like something actually happens.
Yeah, but you can always go on YouTube and see the
DVR them, baby. DVR is great. Is your
You
friend.
don't have to with Netflix.
Yeah,
True. Yeah, it's true.
no, I just watch the highlights on YouTube.
Go on YouTube. You're gonna catch every key thing
Yep.
you need to know, and you'll know everything going into a pay per view if that's what works for you.
Yeah, but other than that, it's
Like,
Honestly,
interesting.
some of the indie shows,
He's
some of your
going,
indie shows are your best bet anyway.
I agree,
There's-
but like Rex can tell you, Sal can tell you, man. I've been insane about these hockey playoffs the last insane last 2.5 3 months. I mean, the season was crazy too, but so a lot of times the Panthers were playing on Friday. I'd get back from a game or I just watched it. Go on YouTube. Key thing. I knew everything I needed to know.
Just the top highlights. That's it.
Top highlights.
Yeah.
The most because WWE, it's that one thing hasn't changed, man. It's still the top 2 or 3 storylines.
Video packages.
They got a fresh. What is it? A fresh coat of paint, if that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that.
Be curious
see
to
how
get.
long I mean, there have been so many rumors of what's going on now, and it's just like, why can't it just be wrestling anymore? It just has to be so conglomerate with TKO and all these ads on everything, and it's just like,
Max, you're Mr. TKO.
no, not me.
I'm just kidding.
Look at that smile on Rex. Look at that, man.
It's
Not
like
me, man.
me and my buddy Nikki K.
Oh man,
Which, if we can talk a little wrestling now for a minute, since I think Sal segued it nicely. I thought that John Cena pipe bomb the other night was one of the best promos of all time.
I saw that.
it was the same thing Punk did, but he just put a little more stink on it, and I was like, oh, I might be rooting for Cena. My son's super Cena fan, and he was so angry that he turned. He's like, looks like I'm just going to be rooting for heels, I guess. And I'm like, really? He's like, no, and walked away. He was legit mad because he grew up on John Cena.
But you can tell Cena and Punk are cool enough where
Yeah,
not a lot of guys like Punk would have been cool with some of the things he said.
Yeah.
and it was
And out of
just-
respect to a veteran, I think you would run it by like, yo, is this really going to upset you? Because Punk didn't cross any lines with Cena in their promo. But that's the babyface.
Yeah.
I thought Cena's was just the way they
Oh.
did it with him sitting on the turnbuckle. It was just, dude. Matt Cardona is going to make money off a T-shirt now.
Yeah.
He
already is. It's already out.
Hey, Matt Cardona.
I saw it.
You
It's
saw
already
that?
out.
He's like, this is the last time I'm going to milk it.
And he got in the GCW ring and he got up on the top rope and he goes, "Hi, John Cena."
Yeah, I saw that.
This is honestly, we have all these. We have MLW and Battleground up here, so I'm wondering if the boys are gonna come up for one of these shows since they're doing a lot of the close towns.
Well, they're free to work anywhere.
Yep, and I'm wondering too because I know they're like, oh, they're gonna be up for I guess they have like a WrestleCon for SummerSlam. SummerSlam's up in New York. It's in Jersey. It's in New York, New Jersey.
Your favorite state.
Ugh. Sorry, guys.
You're having a
If you're
good time until you said that.
Yeah, goddamn kid, he buried New York. If Kenny was still here, he would be
I
like,
know. What's Kenny at? God damn it.
I'm the only one that's ever met him in person.
"Oh, that's right." 'Cause he
Yeah,
lives
you
in
guys
Florida.
You guys right there, right? You guys are.
Bro,
It's
I haven't
Florida.
gotten to meet forever.
That's right, because you were getting the guitar from him.
I was taking guitar lessons at the store he worked at
Is
When was the last
guitar
time you
split-
seen him?
a couple of years ago.
Damn, it's been that long.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 years ago. Yeah,
I will
stopped
say-
taking lessons.
I'll
wish
drop a line every now and then. He'll say, "What's up?" And I'll say, "Hey, what's going on?" Nothing.
Oh, Grayson wanted to say, "You're a millionaire despite yourself, and you're not punk. You're a capitalist." Were my favorite lines in that promo. Also, the prices for the meet and greets is insane. You talking about WrestleCon, Grayson?
or the Fanatics thingy that just happened this
Dude.
weekend.
I heard the Fanatics was expensive. As
I'm
shit.
getting Panther players after a Stanley Cup to sign pucks for less. Not that they're cheap, because they're not, but they just want a Stanley Cup.
That's
And
pretty-
Yeah,
They're cheaper than some like wrestlers who we've never talked to.
like I saw that Rodman signed a wedding dress, and I'm like, that's so fucking.
You walk by
Yeah,
me.
I
Like
saw
5
that
times.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's.
Did I ever
pretty
tell you my
freaking awesome.
Dennis Rodman story?
No.
Yeah. Okay, this was at the big event in New York. It was it's like a WrestleCon in New York, 2017. He was there, and he walks by me, and I'm like, "Oh, Dennis Rodman." He's like, "Oh, what's up?" Shake his hand. He's like, out to hear his hand. So this guy comes over to him and says, "Hey, Dennis, Hillbilly Jim wants to meet you." And he looks at me and goes, "Who the F is that?" I'm like, "Wrestler overalls, don't go messing with the country boy." I don't know.
The worm don't know.
But how much of a pro he is. Hillbilly walks over, "Rod the bar, great to meet you." And Dennis goes, hey man, how you doing? Great to
Gotta
within a
sell the art,
second.
man.
It's like, who are you? Why are you like
Jeremy, do you remember bringing Revis on the watch along?
now I do.
Were you on that cell?
Which
Yes,
one?
Sure was.
He brought
Yes,
Darrell
I was.
Revis
I was
on the
super
watch
watching.
along. It was one of our
Oh
watch.
yeah, that
and
was awesome. I remember
the
that.
biggest mark out. I was like, we all, we were all talking to like Gallows and Rocky and Carl come on, and like everyone's like, yeah, that's cool. And then he brings Darrell Revis, and everyone's eyes just like,
Oh shit.
and he's like talking to us. I'm
The
like,
guy who
fucking,
used to host it, that's his
fucking
favorite player
Darrell.
of all time.
the fucking Darrell Revis is on the goddamn
It
watch
was-
along with us.
Dude, this is, man, I'm gonna tell a story now since Ray teed
Yeah,
it up for me
tell it.
perfectly. So I see him he was at the bar, same bar I was at for Super Bowl that year. He lives not too far from me. So I see him and I said, "Yeah, I met you, I don't know, 7-8 years ago in Tampa with Lavernius Coles, who I went to school with." And he goes, "Oh man, how you been? Good to see you." He's just a total gentleman. And I knew you guys were on the watch along because I had chimed in a couple times that day. And I said, "If I can ask you a favor, this guy who runs the watch along and these people in it, man, would just love it if you came on this Zoom real quick and said hello." He goes, "Oh, absolutely." So I started pulling my phone out. He's like, "Can you wait till we get out of the bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah, we sure can." I'm like, "Yeah."
I'll wait outside, dude.
Yeah. So I wait outside and I pulled up, but I got to introduce him. I said, "Guys, sorry to interrupt, but I just want my special guest, Darrell Revis." He talked for a good, 3, 4, or 5 minutes with everybody?
Yeah, he was on there for a minute. We're like, this
Yeah.
is pretty freaking cool. They're
Yeah.
like,
Rex
That's
texted
right.
me after that. He's like, "I can't believe you just got a Hall of Famer on your
it's, yeah, just freaking,
Legit,
we
at
were
all.
all at the Revis Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
literally told my brothers, I'm like, dude, I just talked to Revis right now. Like, whoa, how'd you do that? Like, don't worry about it. Just know your brother did. All right.
That's why it was quick. No one got like a screenshot of it. But
Part of me
saw
misses
him,
those
like,
watch
twice
alongs
after.
so much, and like not even the watch, just like the hangout, but like I don't know if I could do them now.
no, I can.
Wednesday, yeah, like
Yeah,
Wednesday.
that's some serious.
I can
commitment.
now. I just
Yeah.
that was the problem.
I remember. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Mel. Yeah,
I was
and I
saying-
saw him like 2 or 3 times after that, and every time he told me, "Yeah, I had fun. I had fun jumping on with your friends like that." It wasn't like, "Oh my god, really?" Like,
Remember when we got Scott Demore?
yeah.
Oh yeah, the boys
Yeah.
got tomorrow.
Yeah.
I asked him late. I followed up with him when I saw him in Nashville. I said, "Do you remember that story you told us on the watch along with about you and Gallows fighting?" He goes, "Yeah." Oh, yeah, Dome.
He was. I'm pretty sure he was not sauced up, but he had a couple.
It was a
He
holiday
did show
weekend.
us- He
Yeah,
did
we had
show us,
him, we had
a
Ethan
special
Page.
bottle of like Jack Daniels or like some commemorative bottle of something. It was really nice. I couldn't remember what it was. It was Jack Daniels or I don't remember, but it was something that he was talking about.
It was like Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, he deserved to do that.
Yeah.
The last, I'm looking forward to the next because I mean that's what Steve was pounding
Who was?
drinks. Yes, Crazy Steve. You don't remember? Not on the old one, like the one we just had.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Yeah, he was he was drinking pretty good. I'm like,
Ethan
all right,
Page
man.
came on one time, stayed for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's like Ethan Page came on. Obviously, Myers and Cardona were on for a bit. Who else? They've gotten some.
AJ was on. AJ was on
Jericho.
for a minute, though.
Jericho was hilarious because he even said, he goes, it sounded like a bunch of vultures and squawking because everyone was hammered.
It was right before Talking Shop Mania, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Are you watching it?" And Jericho's like, "Yeah, I already asked for a refund."
Yeah.
I feel
AJ
like-
Styles. AJ came on for
Oh,
a
yeah.
minute. He did
Yeah,
it from
he
the
did.
boss. I wonder if he'll give. Maybe he'll get Finn. Maybe that'll be.
I don't
Not the
know.
Finn
If
during
you're in
season.
WWE, I just can never expect someone to be.
I mean,
on.
they got AJ, and AJ was there still. So
that was a crazy time in the world.
yeah,
It probably
Hey,
made
hey,
the-
That's
who,
what
who
Vince is there.
knows?
So it depends on what Rock lets those guys do. You know,
It's true. Yeah.
They're like, hey, you're not gonna do Talking Shop. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, like Randy Orton wanted to
Like,
come
what?
on one time. Did you know Randy Orton wanted to come on one time?
That would have been.
Nah,
People
That
would have
Like,
lost their
he had
shit.
confirmed, and they were like, New York got a hold of that one and squashed
Nah,
that.
It's like, yeah, you ain't drinking with those fuckers.
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
not.
Just
Or Gallows
imagine
and Anderson.
Randy Orton on a Zoom call with us on Talking Shop. Imagine that just out of nowhere. Like, hey guys, we got the Viper here. Like,
You had to wait. What? I
Because,
don't know.
like,
You may
anytime
have made
I've
some
met
people
a-
cry.
Every time I've met a wrestler that knows them, they love those guys.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, cool, you know those guys or whatever. It's like they're like, oh, those are my boys.
Well, maybe
I
you
love
can get
that one.
JBL on with us. I would love to have a beer with JBL.
dude, JBL would be a riot, dude. That
Can I
fool's
sign off?
funny. I think JBL is fucking funny.
I mean, it's cool to hear Carl really like has a close relationship with him.
Did that pod come out?
I was actually waiting for that pod. I've
I'm
been
gonna watch it now. I've never been a JBL guy because I just don't think he's a nice dude. But it seems like the more he's been farther away from WWE,
He's having more fun.
he's having more fun, and wrestlers are talking about him in a much different light. So I'm all for listening to him now.
Yeah.
When he was a
No.
company guy, I guess he played that character in and out of the ring. And I'm talking
Yeah.
about like even just on TV or whatever.
Yeah, I just looked. There's no It's not out yet.
Ah,
Yeah, because he just recorded it last week, right?
Yeah, I figured he might be out by this week, but oh well. It's Monday. Who knows? We might get it by like Wednesday.
yeah.
It depends. Some podcasts have a set day every time.
Not ours. Not.
It's either 2 times a day
Right.
or it's 900 times.
I will say it's cool as hell to get the machine gun radios.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How technology has changed so much since when we started in it. I know we're dating ourselves.
Well, it's
There was no
also-
chat. There was no Zoom. I mean, there
yeah,
was
the chat is great.
the
I'm
chat.
sorry. I
there
love
was
the
no
chat.
like post. Nobody
No.
signed into Patreon.
We had a group chat, and that just via text. We had a text group chat, I think, and that didn't last very long because
It-
people
Right.
because then we
It's
realized that
over a
people
year.
lived. Because we also realized that people live on the West Coast, and a
Yeah,
lot of people live
true.
on the East
Dude,
Coast.
But I remember when I deleted that. When I decided,
at 4:00 in the morning.
I know when I decided to delete that group text for whatever many reasons.
Yeah, I've ever had to put it on mute.
I
Just so I
deleted
don't have
it
to keep hearing
completely. When it was completely dismembered. I deleted it, and I think I freed like 2 gigabytes.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was probably just us going on about fucking sports.
Probably
Yeah,
was.
a lot of nonsense.
It was.
It was fun for a while, and then things run its course, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Listen,
and
like,
I'm not
I-
saying that in a bad way. Just things run its
No.
course.
when the boys went back, to WWE. That's when that's when it went to. It kind of just like it fell off, and then
It was done.
Suspended very quickly, and
That's
other
the
one-
thing. It was no goodbye. There was no. It's just we
Yeah.
kind of knew it was done, and everybody.
yeah, we knew as soon
Yeah,
as they
but
went on, it was like,
we-
It
all right,
wasn't
we
like they
started
sent a
on-
message out saying, "Hey, we're back." They had
Yeah.
kind of been away from it towards the end, and Rocky at the end, I think, just got a little fed up. So that's why when we all canceled our memberships, they were fine with that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's I think in a way they're like, man, this is kind of like a redemption story. We didn't really get to end on a high note.
it's funny
Now
too
we're
because we
bringing
we
it
kept in
back
touch.
than ever.
I mean, we all kept in touch with each other, and I kept in touch with the boys.
Yeah,
Like
so
Rocky would come with New Japan, and Kyle and I would have a beer with him after the show.
Yeah,
religiously.
I remember seeing pictures and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, we
spent
religiously
two
would wait
Jericho
for him.
cruises with Rocky.
yeah. And Jeremy's always trying to get me on the damn cruise.
Same.
And like every year, I'm like, dude, I want to go so
Given
bad.
up. After 4, I've given up. Rocky specifically mentioned you two. It said to me, why aren't they here? Like, this is designed for them. I'm like, if you don't think I have tried, man, bartender.
First, listen, you're never going to get tracks on a boat. Like
I
that's
wasn't referring to him.
Listen. It's bad to get. This is I think this year he just went he went on a cruise, or not cruise. He went on the trip to Mexico. It was the first time he flew without me, like ever. Like he went with his lady and him went. They had a wedding down in Mexico. It was the first time he ever flew with. He's like, dude, it's the first time I've ever flown without you. I'm like, you'll be fine. Have a beer.
There,
You'll be good.
Yeah, have a beer. Talk to the beer like it's me.
You should have seen him on the flight to. We were on our way to spring training, and I think we had 6 before we got on the plane. In the it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I think we had a 7 o'clock flight, and we bought 2 6-packs for the lobby. But it was the Trenton Airport, and it's really tiny. Like it's you have to walk out on the tarmac. It's like the size of Long Beach, Sal, for reference. But yeah, like getting him on a boat.
No, I know, but I know that.
Me maybe.
But I saw both sides of Rocky on both cruises in a good way. The first one, other than me, he didn't like have a ton of his people on the cruise. He knew a ton of people. Obviously, he was talent.
Yeah.
But he was also like chaperoning the guy from TNA, Japanese guy. Oh, I can't remember his name. He did the tag team with Joe Hendry.
You're talking wrestling.
I know. I'm talking wrestling, but great dude. Rocky had to keep an eye out on him.
Usually isn't he like Ishii's guy? Like Ishii's like handler?
Yeah. Doesn't he shave his back or something?
But it was so Rocky was keeping an eye on him the whole time. The guy was a riot. But he still had a good time. By about second day, Rocky was like feeling it and having fun. The cruise after, he had Trent Beretta on. He's friends with everybody. They all love him.
We should at least get Rocky on the next Boosin'.
But Rocky, how good a brother he is. He would always make sure to message me and be like, I'm here at this time. Let's meet up. And he knew I wasn't going to act like an idiot around his friends.
Like, who's the marker here? Oh, it's Jeremy. Yep. No.
I think it's me.
Not the case.
What's that?
I said, like, oh, who's his mark over here? Like, oh, that's Jeremy. Like,
it's funny because he tries to introduce me to Cardona, and Cardona's like, no, I know him.
Like, okay. Yeah, dude, I know. I get it. It's Jeremy. Getting all mad at you. Like, what?
He just sat, but it was funny. There was one of my favorite nights ever in the Jericho Cruise. It was me, Rocky, Orange Cassidy, Matt Cardona, and Trent, and CJ Perry, aka Lana. And
that's right. We saw Lana at the WrestleCon in Philly, and she was trying to get you to. She just kept talking to Jeremy, and then Jeremy was walking around upstairs, and Colin and I were talking
college football and the Jericho Cruise.
Yeah, we went
to the same school as me.
We went to the bar. We were there. We paid for tickets to get into the thing, and Colin and I spent the entire time in the hotel bar.
We didn't meet one wrestler, and for 4 months, Rex was like, "I can't wait to WrestleCon. I can't wait." Rex, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. I'm like, heck yeah, WrestleCon. It's gonna be awesome. They didn't meet one wrestler. They stood there like, why are we here?
All it is.
And they were like, you spend as long as you want here. We're good.
We're good. We're going to the bar.
Yeah. And once I came back, they threw me a beer. I went back to meet more people. But once they texted me, like, what's your ETA? What's your plan? I'm like, I've been stuck with CJ Perry for the last, 15 minutes. But I could tell this funny story now. So we're there, and she had a few that night. And I remember saying, my God, she does not stop talking.
Not stop talking.
But I'm trying to be nice, and me and Rocky are talking, and we're talking about the Patreon days. We're talking about life. We're talking about everything. Just like one thing, like the people who got Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky have talked about, like, is like we become friends, like on a different level, like in the sense of we'll talk about family life, we'll talk about personal problems or whatever. It's not just wrestling and asking Q&A questions.
How'd you feel when you won that title back in 2012?
So the Tokyo Dome, what's it like looking at people there?
I get it for the diehard wrestling fans. I get it. Those are the things you want to ask.
And they appreciate those questions.
Yeah, I'm like, just as another fan, it's like, hey man, they all wipe their asses the same. They all
pants on the same way.
They all got wives. They all, got kids, and it's sunrise.
Got to pay bills.
Just like everybody else.
So
they just happen to do a job that we would all love to do.
So I'm by the bar. Rocky's next to me. It's a casino bar, and she's over here, and when she talks, she's like all over the place, not in a bad way, but she's like pressing up against me and leaning on me, and I finally I said, Rocky, like, this is getting bad. She doesn't realize, but this is getting bad. So him to mess with me starts going, Rusev would kill you. Rusev would kill you. Rusev would choke. I go, this isn't helping. And then he finally helped me. Like, all right, let me shift you here a little bit because you're trying to do the right thing. It's,
Just imagine
been
Rusev
Jeremy Day.
What's that?
I said it would have been Jeremy Day.
I know, dude. Now that we have a new legend, dude. It's gonna be Jeremy Day.
Jeremy Day.
No.
I'm gonna talk to Rusev now. I'll let him know. Hey, man, you know about your lady? Dog?
Yeah, she was like, let me tell you about Rhea Ripley. She's one of my favorites. But she was a very sweet lady.
Talk to me about
really,
here.
But
Yeah, that's
Orange Cassidy, man, when Rocky's with Orange Cassidy, that's like
See, Sal
after
went.
Gallows and Anderson and Trent Beretta, like that's his boy. The two of them are.
Dude, I just gotta say, Trent Beretta is a fucking badass name. That's a pretty damn cool name.
And we were messing with him.
One of the best names in wrestling.
I had a bunch of shots, and I go, Trent, take one. This was the first night of the cruise, and he goes, I can't, man. I gotta be there. I gotta be somewhere at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow. I'm like, you act like it's 6 a.m., man. And he goes, I usually wake up at 1:30. This is early for me. Nicest guy. He was even like asking Rocky, like, oh man, how are I'm gonna say their wrestling names. How are Carl and Doc doing? I miss those guys. Like, just the nicest guy. But man, so what was it like, man? So Sal and Rex, you've never met them in person.
No.
Because you don't leave Iowa.
Not allowed to.
He's not allowed to.
Rex and Sal, is that the only time no, Rocky you've met plenty of times in person.
Rocky I've hung out with. So we didn't. So we saw them in when we flew out to Cali. We saw them, but we didn't hang out with them then.
Right.
Yeah, they had a red eye flight.
Yeah, they had a red eye, and then
back to the East Coast or something.
I hung out with TNA came and they did a little show at the ECW arena, and so we went down. We had a beer with them afterwards, and then they grabbed another beer from us, and then they split because they had to get to the airport, and then I think
that's the thing is they try to get those late night flights home so they can be there first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and then the last time I saw them, it was New Japan, and Ball Steve Billy actually had them in the car. They stopped next to our car, handed them 2 beers. We slammed it real fast, and then they left. So like they make up, like saw like in the crowd, like they were because they actually wrestled Rocky in the main event of one of the shows, and he kept like, we're gonna beat the shit out of him. So he was like, but he was going like shh and like snacks. Yeah. But then like afterwards, like it was them and a couple people, and they were like Gallows pointed to us, and then he's like afterwards, I'm like, all right. So we went to the parking lot because every time Kyle and I go down there, like not so much anymore, especially because he won't drink and drive anymore.
It's not good.
But
good.
Yeah, good. But yeah, we would
now with Ubers and Lyfts these days, there's no excuse. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, shit, this was like a couple years ago.
No, I understand, but we've still to this day we case race at the Phillies, but we have someone driving us back. You know what? I'm going to defend you guys here because you grew up in a world where all of your pro sports teams are in one parking lot.
We still do.
Yeah. No, I understand,
yeah.
And with a whole place to drink and party at.
Well, it's $19 for a fucking beer now.
I understand, but you're almost like told you need to be a drinker then. Yeah. And you live around people who have aggressive tendencies. Like the mania.
We all have aggressive tendencies.
Well, that's true.
It's Philly.
But that's the Philly culture.
I grew up going to the arena when I was like 11.
That's crazy.
Like my cousins were like 20 and 22, and they were like, "Let's take you to the arena," and I would go.
And see Sandman smash a beer on his head, and then splash it on everybody and chug it.
My cousin, but there. So now it's got like storage, and it's real nice looking down there. But back in the 90s, it wasn't. It was train tracks and warehouses that they had all beat up. So my cousin would go to get a cheesesteak around the corner at Anthony's, which is still there, and they'd have a cooler full of beer, and I'd grab 2 and I'd put it in my pocket. When they come back from getting their food, I'd walk over with my buddy on the train tracks and we'd slam them because we thought we were the Sandman. We were like 11, 12 years old.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I was in Philadelphia with Rex and Trex for Mania last year.
Yeah, you did the arena with us.
I did, but the day before, he calls me, Rex, and said, all I got to do is figure out Thursday. I was like, I got an idea. Busted Open's doing a live show at Philadelphia Live. It's free. Get to hear Bully, Tommy. He's like, done.
Yeah,
and they opened the bar that day. This bar is like never open at that time. They opened the bar that day. And only in Philly. And we're waiting for our Uber to leave. And what do you know? Tommy Dreamer's right next to us waiting for his Uber.
And talking to us and
hanging out. But they're breaking down like territories in the Philly area.
Yeah.
It was so cool to hear that. Like he was like, yeah, I used to watch you at the ECW Arena. And then my favorite moment of that conversation, and correct me in any way, is you mentioned an area and they both were like, well, it's not really Philly, but it's kind of considered at a mall or something. You saw them wrestle at?
I was Northeast Philly. It was all right. So there used to be a roller hockey team, Philadelphia Bulldogs. It's at Franklin Mills Mall. It is right next to it's like an old like Walmart that's there now, but there was an old skate arena, and it was Dreamer and Funk against RVD and Sabu
at the mall.
In the roller skate rink
at the mall.
Yeah, like right there at the mall. And it was like $10 tickets. There's Somerton Beverage in Northeast Philly.
Sorry,
was it $10 tickets
just to promote ECW?
Yeah, it was ECW. It was an ECW like house show.
Oh, okay.
They used to run. They would run there, and they would run the Jaffa Mosque, which is like way outside of Philly. It's like almost like Altoona.
Yeah, no, they came here a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, they did the loop. It was like Hammerstein. Then they do like some of the outskirts towns in like Scranton, and then they would do the arena. But the arena shows they had once a month was an arena show, and like now it would be 100 degrees in that place. And you were there last year, and it was you see how nice it is. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's nice now.
There was no air conditioning, so you'd go there and it was hot, and you'd be sweating.
And people will have been outside for 8 hours waiting to get in there.
We would get there at noon for the 8 o'clock show, and we'd sit outside all day. Rain or shine, we'd sit outside all day.
They talk about that in the documentary.
Yeah, we the one time like I've awesome like New Jack came out, and I was 11 years old. Like, hey, New Jack, can I have your autograph? And he goes, I'll be right back, kid. I got to go get some drugs. Well, he came back with a shopping bag, and he signed stuff, but he came out with a shopping bag. Like Axel Rotten and Balls used to come out, and Axel Rotten and Balls used to come out. They used to sign stuff, take pictures and stuff. You would see people coming through, but then like the bus from New York would come by, and then all hell would break loose. Everyone would start throwing shit at them. Like it was such a different time, like 95, 96.
What a time to be alive as a wrestling fan as that 11-year-old kid.
That 95 to like 97, 98 run for ECW.
And like we would like it was funny because we knew our own that wasn't a lot of wrestling fans in middle school and grade school then. So like the 3 kids that I was friends with, we all had ECW shirts. I had a Raven shirt, and we had the ECF and W shirts. We had to tell our teachers that it was Eastern Championship Foreign National Wrestling, and they believed it, and we would wear this shit to school all the time.
When may you rest in peace, man. When I talked to Sabu in Vegas. And we're sitting at the bar, we're talking, and I said, in college, I used to watch you guys on Sunshine Network. He goes, I remember Sunshine Network in Florida. I go, really? I said, because Rob Van Dam remembered that too. He goes, dude, we were only on like 3 networks.
Philly
57.
You
better believe I remember each one.
Philly 57 and Channel 48, respectively, for here.
He came on like 1, 2 in the morning. He's like, oh yeah.
Yep. 2, 3 in the morning for Philly 57, and then it was 8 o'clock Wednesday nights on Channel 48. Because I had to go upstairs and get the antenna in my room just to get the channel.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll be one of the youngest guys in the group. Is one of the most old.
Yeah, like a fucking antenna. Like, Woody, how old are you? I'm like, I'm not 51 like Max. So my brother.
Still, hey man, when I had to watch ECW, that channel would either be available, or it'd be almost scrambled like the old Cinemax days. It's scrambled and then it just goes straight for like an hour and a half. And I'm
And
like,
what did you do on Cinemax?
you know, watch
I was
movies.
just
No, I
watching
think
The
that's a brother.
Predator.
That was caught a brother.
Oh, there's 40-ounce dub.
Yeah,
Man, you see that, dude? He got smacked in the face with a boot.
I like it.
a neck collar right now. He got
He's
messed
a
up.
funny dude, man. You ever check his Instagram out? He's just a funny, good dude.
Dude's a character. I
Yeah,
like
he's
it.
a character.
Like it.
I love that this new group of people's like, all right, we want to make an impact and like create characters for ourselves and big personalities.
Everybody's
Like
trying to
that
get
was
big.
something we took a while to do. These people, like day one, were doing it. I'm kind of impressed. Yeah,
Is it weird that I tried to make a personality? It just kind of came out.
that's true.
I didn't realize that alcohol gave me more of a personality. I thought it was just
Yeah.
me.
No, you were awesome, man. It was just that one night, man. That's when like the legend.
I remember that night. So one of the nights that we were having our own little party, I remember Rock was sick. My wife was sick. And I remember I was having a lot to drink, and that's when I started coming out with all these the voices: California Fink, Indie Taker, Nature Who. And I remember I was just going off on everybody. I was cutting promos on everybody and every voice that I could do at that time. And I remember poor Rock came out of the room that she had the flu or COVID, and she's just like, "Shut the fuck up! You've been out here for a full 2 hours just talking nonsense. Shut the fuck up!" Just berating me. And I remember and I was still on camera with you guys. I'm just like, "Oh shit, I gotta go, guys. She's bad." I remember hanging out. But
I was always the first one to tap out because I couldn't stay up that late.
Well,
I would
I didn't live
call-
with Des
I
and I
would
didn't
call
live
him the
together.
next morning for the cliff notes of what I missed.
Yeah, Des and I didn't live together like we do now. So like,
But I would
Like,
call Rex. for
she's
the
in,
cliff-
she's like, oh, I told her I was like, I'm doing a pod with the guys from the Patreon, and she's like, I'll go in the other room.
Yeah, tell her I won't keep you much longer. I promise.
Oh no, you're fine.
But that's what he would do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or like the day after. Rex would just let me know.
If anything, like,
So
like
many
oh yeah,
times-
we're doing this, or
No. I'm talking about like back in the day when I would sign off early. You would.
yeah, if anything happened, yeah.
Yeah. And 9 out of 10 times, he's like, "Nah, it just went off the rails."
No, it just went off the rails, and we would just
and
like,
people would just talk about nothing. I'm like, I'm so glad I went to sleep.
it's like there's just a lot more alcohol was consumed that night. I was like, honestly, like I would say
I didn't-
Miller Lite and Coors made a lot of money off of that group.
Oh.
yeah,
I love to be the heel and just like
made
be
a lot of money off me. My I have my liquor store down the street, and he would have my bottle ready, like, "Oh, Mr. Sal, hey, here we go." Here's
Mr.
your
Sal. Mr.
oh.
Sal got me drinking those Modelo
Those
micheladas.
I cannot not think of you anytime I see a Modelo now.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
60 of those bad boys. As I said,
Oh.
I could not believe that we finished 60 of them in
I
one
believe
sitting.
it. I believe it just because it was the people that were there, me, you, and Eric, and we just found them. We have nowhere to go. We had nowhere to be.
Yeah. And we
the
Ubered
show
everywhere.
was in for a couple more hours anyway, so I was like, all right, cool, let's pound it.
Man,
great.
man, that was so good.
And then we drank more at the thing. And I remember this. I don't want to gross anybody out, but I remember that show that we went to see Bite Me Bambi, which I love. They're a great band. I remember I had to step away because I was pretty messed up, and I remember I had to throw up I threw up in the urinal. I walked out of there, rinsing out my mouth with water, and then I kind of came to moment, like, okay, I got rid of the evil out of me. All right, well, here we go again. Let's keep after it.
Let's go get a double Jack and Coke.
Yeah, and then that's where we got more double Jack and Coke. And I was like, hey, dude, I gotta go. I can't be here no more.
I was like, I got you. Let me get you that Uber. It's like, please don't puke in the car because it's
No, I did.
$300.
Yeah, it was cool. The guy got others, and then next thing you know, I'm having more drinks. And
I got a text and I showed Eric. I'm like, he's alive.
He made it.
Just let me know that you get back. I was like, obviously it was my Uber. I got him the Uber so I could see. And I was like, just don't puke in there, dude. It's a $300 freaking.
No, I kept it.
Speaking of Ubers, I don't know if you're.
What's up, Emerson?
Oh, there he is. There's the man.
Yeah, he's really making a name for himself too.
Heel Emerson.
Group, man.
Heel Emerson.
Good thing they haven't
Love it.
declared war on the OGs because it would be like a recipe.
No. This is a collaboration with everybody.
Collaboration. Yeah,
This
we're
is
all
all maybe all underneath the Talking Shop umbrella. What they
that is true. That is true.
What I
Ray, do
what
you
I love
remember-
about it.
Do you,
I
Rex,
love about-
do you remember when I came to Philly for one day, and I went to Chickies and Pete's with you and Colin?
That's
I was in New York, so
Did
I changed my flight to go home from Philly for.
It's like
that's
you
4 hours
you
away.
wound up. Yeah, we took them to the original Chickies and Pete's, which
Oh,
is
we
it's
got
a
blasted.
it's we
Philly
did we did
staple.
we did
And
a
we
lot
started
of
like a good hour and a half before Colin and his family got there.
Yeah.
And then they took me to his house. I don't remember the drive from there to his house in the first half of the time
it's
there.
5 minutes too. So
But whatever. I don't
It was
remember.
not
I
now.
remember, I,
because
remember
he's
I
moved
woke
since,
up at
but
one point where you were taking pictures in my face to try to like.
I still have the pictures because
Oh, do
Kyle
you?
and I were listening.
Then I sobered up. I remember we were dancing to Alice Cooper.
Yeah, we just put a bunch of like heavy metal videos
So,
on because
Ray's phone dies, and I said, "Don't worry, I got you a lift." So we're leaving, and he's got steps leaving. He misses a step completely. I see him go, "Oh shit!" And you could tell. I don't care if you've ever trained wrestling or not. He does it in a taking a bump move. Like he could have been like.
Well, Kyle and I both trained to wrestle. So.
Yeah, he totally shifted his body perfectly. But
I did a forward roll. Like I rolled on my shoulder, but like
it could have been a lot worse.
I rolled
But
up and I looked out on my foot.
All that next now that night, I'm like, I really hope he's okay. That could have been bad. He could have hit his head. It could have been bad. And next day I call him at like 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I gotta know. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I woke up with this little bruise on me today. I'm just wondering why. I'm like, you totally missed a step and went like
next year, Paul Bear tattoo, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. A couple 3 years ago, it was New Year's Eve. I was going out to go to the gym before I had to go out for the night. It was a beautiful day, but it hazed over. My deck stairs to my front door iced over.
Hey, we're all doing good tonight, Emerson. Sorry, just wanted to ask how you.
To step out, total back bump between my shoulder blades, between my neck and my shoulder blades. Hit that on the edge of the stairs. Boom, boom, boom. Just laid there.
I did that out of my bed one night randomly a couple months ago. In my sleep, I'm like, why am I flying? And that hurt more than like some serious falls I've taken because you're sleeping. You don't realize. You hit the ground and you're not sure if you're awake or you're sleeping.
Did I just shit myself?
One year later, do the exact same thing.
What's that?
The following year did the exact same thing. Didn't realize it hazed over, leaving for work, back bumped on the same stair, just boom.
Damn.
Had a real bad, it just felt like just really sore. The first time it was bad because I couldn't even do this. And I still ended up going out for drinks and stuff like that for New Year's Eve.
Emerson, how you doing?
Last year found out I had my back checked out. Last year found out that I broke my back.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
From hitting it.
From taking a bump.
That first bump I took on those stairs. The first one, they're like, "Did you break your back?" I'm like, "No, you didn't fall down or anything." I'm like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, you
man, you should have melted and like got Costco involved and been like, oh
no, that was brother. I was trying to make it, but no, he said he goes.
I mean, that we could just rename Costco to Mexico. See, this is what it's like when we all get together, man. It's a lot of people say I got nothing out of this talk tonight. I would completely understand. Guys, anything you want to add? Talk about if I've failed to mention anything about Patreon days or anything. I hate for you to say after, oh man, why don't you bring this up?
Yeah, like honestly, like as much as I like the old days and stuff, like it's this new crew is fun to be around too. So
they bring it, man.
Yeah, it's fun to jump in the chats.
And they're supportive. That's the thing. There's no judgment. There's no harshness to it.
If you just say, "Yeah, I'm going here tonight for dinner," they all say, "Oh man, hope you had a great time." Oh, hope you had a great time.
Yeah,
you see 15 likes on that comment. You're like, God, these people are nice.
There's definitely there's more camaraderie. I think this time around, like not that there wasn't the last time, but like
there was drama at times.
There was a lot of drama.
Yeah, we're not going to get into those stories.
We're not going to
no. Things are meant to come to an end sometimes, and that first run was meant to come to an end.
Yeah,
and Carl said that on his podcast, man.
Culmination of Baltimore was and like honestly, like the Talking Shop show was great. It was fun. I think we even had more fun just hanging at the hotel and getting completely annihilated.
And for me, that and my culmination was hanging with Gallows and Anderson in Nashville, SummerSlam weekend.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
hanging out with them and having a blast. And that's when I kind of got the vibe it was coming to an end. I didn't say anything then because it's like, why say something if you're not sure?
Yeah.
Like I would have told you three quietly, hey man, I think enjoy this last run. I just got an impression that it was coming to an end. But I
I think
remember they were talking about it in a way like it's been real. We've
Yeah.
had the best time. And I said, okay, I think
I'm just
And
glad
then
they
we
brought it
got
back.
back
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised that it came back. Like I remember seeing it on there, and then I messaged Jeremy. I'm like, dude, like, oh shit, they're back, and you're just like, yep. And then I messaged Machine Gun, and then he's like, oh baby, come on, let's go. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I'm gonna have to sign up again, And then there we go. But no, yeah, I like this run. It's definitely fun. The people in it are funny as hell to me.
it's different, but I'm glad
yeah,
everyone's
Oh yeah,
embracing
difference good sometimes, and
Yeah.
this was one of those things. Like, hey man, like the first one was great. This run's even better. I just have a feeling if and when this Falcons nest comes together, meets somewhere for a taco shop. It's
If
gonna be
it's
bigger and
Baltimore
bigger.
again, are you
Oh,
going to
it's
come
gonna
back?
blow Baltimore
Are you going
up.
to go back? Are you going to go? I'm saying if it is Baltimore, if we go back to Jimmy's,
I will not have another bar tab like I
You
did.
will
I
not
will
have a
tell you
credit
this
card
now.
now.
can we talk about the
only
bar tab
thing-
before we go?
We have
Can we talk
It was
about the part now?
because I know why it was so expensive. Because
Yeah,
you
I
kept
know
getting-
too. I saw the receipt.
Yeah, well, I saw.
I'm the
receipt
first
too.
one. I'm not going to brag, but I'm the first one that knew about it. He texted me 2 days later and said, "I just got off the phone with Jimmy Seafood." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I just saw my credit card bill," and then he sent me a screenshot of it, and I wish I had saved it, and I didn't. And he said, "God, I hope for that amount of money, I bought you a beer."
Yeah.
And that's how good a guy he is. And I said, "You did," and I bought you one too. He's like, "Wait, I had at least one more on top of all this."
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I remember that. But
That took on a life of its own.
yeah, that was a whole different-
$1,000 bar tab.
Yeah, that was wild, dude. Like I mentioned before,
We got no deals that night. Who were you?
like for the new Patreon members that are maybe watching this that don't know about the bar tab, only heard about it in passing. Like did have I had the second highest bar tab there behind Gallows, and behind Machine Gun. And like I remember one of the Patreon extras, like they were talking about the bar tab that I had. That Sal, just being a common brother, he's not making WCW money. Like I get that reference because it was funny because like yeah, you're right, I wasn't making that kind of money to be just
It's a lot for anybody.
Yeah, so it was just funny though because like after I woke up Monday to go home, still drunk from the night before. Me and the wife are still drunk. We're still partying at the airport. We're still drinking. And I asked her, "Hey, do you remember how much we spent?" No, I don't remember. I'm like, "Okay, well, we're both maybe 300, maybe 400 max. No big deal." I can't say $400 is not a big deal. It's a big deal no matter what. But,
right, but when you have a mental number in your head, you're okay with it.
Yeah, like okay, cool.
Over it,
all right. It is what it is, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then it's just like the night started coming back. Like, man, I remember ordering a lot of Don Julio 42. I ordered a lot of that.
$22 a shot.
$22 a shot, mind you. Yeah, and I had 14 of them.
The food is expensive there.
The food, I had no food on the bar
He
tab.
didn't eat. I don't think.
Wait.
We had a
we got
separate
there.
food tab that I already paid for before that, but
Really?
just drinks. There was
A
nothing else.
lot of people went and ate first, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and
we ate
then
first, and then we hung out for the party because once we were already in, that was
Oh,
it.
did you have to close out the food bill because of that table you were at?
yeah, I think so. I think you were once you've closed out the food, you had to go over to the bar to get
Yeah,
because you guys were on the one side, and I remember just the shots coming this way, and like because Kyle ran with his ex-wife and was like, yeah, they don't do shots, but I'm like, I had to. He's like, come on, have another one. I'm like, oh no.
I only
Oh,
had 2
no.
drinks that whole night.
Oh no!
I'm like,
I
this
didn't
is
want a Tampa repeat.
I didn't. Well, I was
trying to get a Tampa first time repeat for
You
myself.
No,
It was-
because I kept telling Rex for months. I said, like I told Sal that the Tampa Talking Shop has become like the Tom McGee versus Bret Hart
Yeah,
Talking Shop events. It doesn't get talked about anymore. It's like it never happened. It only starts at Baltimore.
it was only just a whisper.
I think Baltimore went because everybody went to the party leading up to Baltimore.
Oh yeah, and the planning. You and I
planning,
did, Rex. Every day we were coordinating something.
Literally mark it out on a calendar. Like, guys, we're 2 weeks away.
If it's
Guys,
if
4
it's
days
Bal-
away.
if we're doing Baltimore again, if they actually like, oh, we're gonna do, because I've even said to Carl, I'm like, you think we're gonna do Jimmy's? He's like, oh, I think we're gonna do Jimmy's again. I'm like, I don't know if it'll be the same type of.
No,
I
it
won't be.
doesn't have to be.
I won't be doing the party room again. Sorry.
No, heck, don't.
If I do go,
I told you, don't think you have to do that.
I
You were
literally
like, I don't mind.
let the new guys, let the new up and coming legends handle that.
Yeah,
You know what?
We put our time in. I'm looking at
You know
Emerson.
what? You're
I'm
being
looking at
nice. Sometimes you got to
Dean.
let the rookie step
I'm
in.
letting these guys. I'm letting. I don't know about Grayson. I don't know if I want to go in his room. I might not. I might come out.
it might be
Step-
it might be sticky, but I think
Yeah. You know. But I would say, like, if this does come about again, where we're back there
hell
together,
yeah.
hey, Emerson, Dominguez, all you guys, I say you guys set the party mode. Let us old timers just hang out in the back. And
None of the rooms need to be a party room. You, as long as you just meet up at the hotel lobby bar or the bar where you're going to.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we're
down
gonna
to
wind up doing it
sit
again.
and drink. I'm not down to race. the
See what
thing.
Emerson wrote?
Grayson is sticky. He's gonna have like 3 or 4. He's gonna have sisters this time. I bet he's gonna have 2 sisters with him.
Dude.
It's gonna be
Like,
2 sisters.
watch Grayson be the biggest PIMP at the whole thing, dude. Just
That's gonna be great.
bringing
Do
chicks
it. Live
up,
it up, brother. Live it up.
dude. Do it. I mean that for sure, figuratively and physically. Do it.
Yes. You know what?
Let's wrap it.
All right, man. Anything you guys want to add? I promise I wouldn't keep you all night.
No, man. Thanks for having us on. It's obvious.
I
Oh, listen,
appreciate
it's
that.
always great to get on with you guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Do this more often. We'll do talks that are like more like structured, but we knew this one was
They
going
would never be
off the rails, and we
structured.
don't
You
care.
know that.
Talking shop and structure doesn't really make us.
Okay, but we don't have to be talking shop every time. We aren't Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky. If we want to talk wrestling one night, Sally,
You
you
like
can
my
come in.
heroes.
Yeah, you'll see different versions of us, but tonight, that's why I did this disclaimer in the beginning. If it goes off the rails, be prepared for that.
It's the whole point.
But guys, Max,
If you're not on it, get on it. Get on Talking Shop. Talking
Jeremy,
Shop.
you know what? In the description, I'm going to put a link to joining the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
And we encourage you. And if you saw it on this and jumped on, then that's awesome.
Let's party.
If we get one person to join because of this talk, man, this is.
Jeremy, I'm glad you had a chance to talk tonight. Not getting cut off and no hearing a fuck you, you know.
Oh, I didn't-
Can I ask you something? No. Fuck you. Fuck you, Kirk Shepard.
I didn't realize. I didn't know it for weeks.
That should be a Talking Shop T-shirt.
I didn't know it took on a life. I didn't. He called me 3 weeks later, laughing. And I
And the
said,
thing
"What are
was,
you
it was
talking
talked
about?"
about
He's
the
like,
next day. That was the
"I
best
didn't know
part.
that. I did not know
Yeah.
that."
I
Dude,
asked
I heard
for you to get
I'm
unmuted. I'm like, can you unmute Jeremy? And he's like, no. I'm like, you're like, fuck you, Kirk Shepard.
Yeah.
He just died laughing.
I was like,
I didn't realize. Like it wasn't like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna." I just wrote it. Like,
I just
didn't
thought it was
care.
funny at the end.
I
It's
didn't
just
care.
Sal
But
and
at
I
the end, was
unmuted. I'm like,
frustrated.
great.
I hadn't got on yet. I don't know. I was in them. I didn't drink at all on that one, so
It's weird being on them sober. I will say
it
that.
was. Yeah, I mean,
I was kind of. I was
the
sober.
vodka ones were always okay.
I
But
was
boozing
not
is
sober
different.
at the end. I was
Oh,
on
no.
the moon.
But he called me 3 weeks later, and referenced that, Max. And I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Dude, when you said that on the thing, it was awesome." It was. I said, "I don't even remember saying it."
It was like,
Now it's like,
it
yeah.
was the next day on Machine Gun Radio, and I lost it.
Did you?
You giving me
That
fuck
was
you.
just fuck you, Kirk, and I just started dying. And then
was funny.
It
It was
just
funny.
became a thing of its own because then Carl just kept bringing it up.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
He told me like a couple weeks ago, like, "Yeah, dude, that was."
Yeah, that shit's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
I didn't even. It's one of those things, like, you say it and then you're done with it, and that was it. Because I'll admit, I don't listen to everyday Machine Gun Radio. He does a great job on it, man. I gotta say, and he puts a lot of effort into it. But I don't. Like, I'll admit sometimes I go, "Oh man, I just went 2 days without going on the Patreon," and I see how many missed messages I have.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine? And it
What-
might have been better for us if we had
Holy shit.
capabilities. If we had those capabilities, man, it might have been even a little better. That we could have just chatted on our phone like that
Yeah.
and do all that. I think a lot of drama could have been avoided in some ways then.
Oh, for sure.
But the drama was to be expected at a certain point.
Yeah.
And
It's
no one-
wrestling, brother.
yeah, just kayfabe there. But just I mean, Carl, like every day, man, Carl is like loving this, like in a good way.
He's got 5 kids. That's the part. He's got 5 kids he's looking after. I got 2, and they've been banging on the door trying to get in here the whole time.
And he's on the road.
And he's on the road.
I don't know how he does it. With his baseball schedule, the 5 kids, with
Football,
football now.
yeah, and then he's
on the road.
picking dates. So
Yeah.
I said, like once they pick a day for Talking Shop, I'm gonna try to get together with Kyle and see if we can Rex and Trex it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Because I haven't.
You
They said
gotta do
you guys haven't seen him since Mania, Jeremy, and
No.
I mean I don't think you guys have seen him
I haven't
since
seen you either since
the old days. Yes, right, that's true.
But I did have a friend of your buddy Craig
Okay, yeah.
come up to me on the night before the Jericho cruise and goes, "You know Craig's artist?" I'm like, "Well, I just met him through some friends in Philadelphia. He told me to say hi to you on the cruise." His friend Craig is just like them. Loves wrestling, will drink with anyone, and like
I ran into him in Metallica.
Hell yeah.
the nicest dude.
I was in the parking lot. It was raining. It was hailing actually, and I was like, right, slammed the beer.
Yeah,
off
he
it.
loves to drink. He came to. We had a tailgate at Night 2 of Mania, and he brought a case of the new Stone Cold that hadn't been released yet.
Oh, the 316s.
And told everybody, "Help yourself."
Well, we had Jeremy on the party bus, eating pizza and drinking beer out of the big party bus.
No, and they also had. They took care. The Drunk Phil's fans, man. That was fun.
Yeah, they
I
do.
knew them. We had a party bus. We had complimentary like mixed drinks. We didn't even. At one point, we're like, maybe we should go to WrestleMania. Because we got there right when they were about to do the national anthem.
Yeah, we were walking in.
We literally walking in.
I was like,
Like,
yeah,
it's not
I know
long.
this song. I know this song. We'll go up with our seats. Take our hats off, get up
He's
there.
like, I gotta get a beer. He's like,
Well, I have my beer guy. So actually, he was. Yeah, I have Richard.
I had to pay up that bet I lost.
I forget what bet was
I
that.
lost the attendance bet the night before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his friend. So mind you, we had just been turned down shots from Bully, him taking one with us, which is fine. It's his choice. I know Carl doesn't take shots. Right? Rex is the only one. So we're hanging out with his friend Craig the first night, and I said, "Would you mind taking a shot with us?" And he looks at me straight face and goes, "Am I dead?"
Oh, was this at me? Was this at Meanie?
It was.
Meanie
Sure
where he
was.
got married? Yeah, Meanie got married.
Yeah, we left right
in a-
before he got married.
in a
And Braun
dive
Strowman
bar.
showed up there.
Yeah,
And this
Braun
bar
and,
is the size of like a kitchen, but
it's,
awesome.
it's a dive bar in South Philly. Like
dive bar. It's like you feel like you're in someone's house there.
it's literally like someone's basement. It might fit 30 people, and they're on top
On a
of
good
each
day.
other.
On a good
Yeah.
day. And this
but
one was less because they had some chairs set up.
And then
but they
Al
put in
Snow
wrestling-
came and did it. The
Yeah,
wedding.
and Braun Strowman hung out there.
Yep.
After we left.
Yep.
That's when I realized, man, WWE starting to let their wrestlers like just.
Well, it was funny because
stuff
we were
like
both
that on
like we had
WrestleMania.
been drinking all day, so we're like, it's probably a good idea for us to get
We
picked up.
were feeling no pain. Yeah, Paul came and picked us up. Man, I've been rambling. But Max, anything you want to add? It's kind of an observer in the corner.
Oh, Motley Crue's going to be here at this Western bar with my friend's band.
Ooh.
A real Motley Crue or with Dolly
Yeah,
Parton?
like Vince Neil.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Really?
weird. Yeah, it's like
Why
this.
are they doing a country western bar?
It's like a. But they hold their indie wrestling there to Black and Brave, Seth Rollins school.
Oh,
I get it, but Motley Crue's doing a dive
Yeah,
bar.
it's kind of like it's like a 2-level bar,
Oh, okay.
bar and restaurant. It's weird.
Are you sure? Because Vince
I
canceled
just
all-
talked to the
Vince
manager, which is
canceled
my
all
buddy.
his shows in Vegas till September.
It's sometime this next month, a couple weeks, I think.
Okay, just see if it's still on. That's all I'm saying. Because I was going to see them in Vegas.
No, they just came out with the tickets yesterday.
Okay, because he canceled all his shows in Vegas till September because of his voice.
Yeah. I thought it was weird too. And I go, is this really like Motley? He's like, yes, it's Motley Crue. And I'm like, wow.
Smell,
They,
yeah.
just, 'cause they released a single re-release of "Coming Home with Dolly Parton" yesterday.
Weird.
I'd go see that just to see
Yeah.
how
I was-
different it is.
I'm curious.
See them in Vegas tonight.
Yeah.
That's when they cancel their residency.
So yeah, I'm
Here we
curious.
go in our music world, which I love.
Yep. Yeah. We'll talk about music another time.
Yeah. Oh, anytime.
We'll take a deep dive on music next some other time.
Just not today.
Dude, this 40 ounce C dub is hilarious. The damn Slim Jim sponsor and all the tables. How I think OF should sponsor the couches in the locker room or something.
I think OF should sponsor Grayson, but
I want to meet that guy, man, at a Taco Shop. I want to be like, dude, you are hilarious. But man, anything you guys want to add? Please, floor is all of yours, man. I'm just
here to party, hang out with you boys.
Yep.
I'm
just here so I don't get fined.
just here so it don't. Yeah, looking forward to the next boozing. I'm looking forward to because it was like I said, cool as hell, and it's cool with this new community. So
yeah, they're bringing a lot of energy. Good
maybe
energy.
we can bring some of the old crew back, see if they
You know what?
You can go log in.
I'm old school, man. You want to come? If you don't, you don't.
Let's say a lot of people don't know that they're doing it, though.
I think it's been out there.
I'm saying a lot of people are like fell off the wrestling train too. So
That's true.
like I don't know if I told Kenny, he'd probably if we can find the old Kenny commercials for the Marks After Dark.
Yeah.
With
Just tease him with the
Kenny's
little
Plus, I got to talk shit about
Kenny
the
you
mess.
the Kenny you saw always like was how he was when I was seeing the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I FaceTimed Sal middle of the day on a Friday, and Sal answered, as busy as he is. And he's like, Jeremy, it's a Friday. I point the phone towards Kenny. He's like, no way!
Holy shit, it's him.
I'm glad you called.
You found Kerry Von Era's missing foot.
There was a
That's
day Vince
right.
stepped down from WWE. So
Kerry Von Erich's missing foot. That's right.
oh,
You remember
he was
that?
talking. He's like, we're at Guitar Center, and I'm looking around, and he's like, because I was there every week, so I'd see him every week, and he goes, you remember the good old Flex Cavana Memphis days? I started cracking up.
Kenny was another one.
It's funny. He was like the manager at Guitar Center. He's not there anymore. Knew nothing about guitars.
He knew about equipment though. He had a whole setup.
Yes,
His whole setup was
And
great.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you have to be manager. You got to work with people and do all that, and he's great at that. But I remember I would say to him, Kenny, can you help me with this car? Jim, Bob, help my friend. Like he never.
He's the manager. You don't need to do it, dude. He's
Yeah,
got
that's
to
true.
do it.
That's true.
So.
He just has to deliver that promo and get them suckered in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll run into E sooner than later. God. Yeah, that's other than you guys, that's the only Eric's the only other person I talk to. So
That's fine. And it ended in
I miss me some Silent Hoots though. I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
that
He's
I miss
great,
me some Big
I
Jimmy.
missed smoking with him. He was really
How
cool.
can it? I don't think you like life if you don't like Silent Hood.
No.
The nicest dude ever.
Big-
Like,
7 foot fucking tall.
yeah.
Legitimately like I still have a picture of him in Frankie from
I took that.
because Frankie was his favorite. He didn't
That's
care
his
about
guy.
Gallows, Anderson, or
Yeah.
Rocky. He loved Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie was his guy.
Yeah,
So-
I took that picture.
I'll have to
I said, Frankie,
out.
can you take a picture with my friend? He goes, yeah, no problem. He turns and looks and goes, you're a big son of a bitch. You're a big son. Anyway, he rest in peace. I miss Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie's
I
good
got
dude.
to know him at least a little more also with like when I helped him out at those conventions.
Yeah,
Me and
With-
Frankie just sitting there.
yeah. George North's my guy. I got to actually Sal. You're out there. He does WOW Women of Wrestling in Glendale.
Glendale.
So if you're ever down there in like the Orange County, like LA area, he does.
Yeah.
He does. They do. I
Who's
went.
the other
for-
guy? I met him in Vegas. The old guy, Jim. No, George. Is it George? North?
Jim Brunzel.
No, not Jim. Phillips.
Brand player.
Uh,
Brambler.
I got him to do a message to Gallows. He popped over.
What? Chick Donovan?
No. It was old guy. I think it was. He was in the. Next. Hey, Mel. Thank you. And
Later,
tomorrow-
Mel.
Letter Mel.
Mel, sometime this week we
Right.
need to get in touch, man. Mel's gonna really collaborate with me. He's brilliant at this stuff.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
He's brilliant. You see the podcast he does. It's incredible.
Yep. I was like, I love. I see that on. Like, awesome. It's like it gets a little sports pod on there because
Yeah, it's great.
Hell yeah.
But is it Jim South? Jim? No, there's no Jim South, right?
no, it's George North and George South.
George South is who I saw.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the East or West guys. And I don't think he knows like there's cameras on phone now. So I said, yeah, I'm friends with Gallows. He goes, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, son. He was like, he was in that first time ever over 55 Battle Royal
Oh, jeez.
at Joey Janela's Spring Break show. And So he's like, "Good to meet you." He's like, "Good to see you."
Was him and Boogie Woogie Man? Because that's
Who was in it? It was Ricky Morton, him.
I
Warlord
love
was supposed to be in it,
Ricky Morton.
wasn't.
I think he's had Ricky Morton on they've had them on Booze and
He is
we've
the
heard.
nicest dude, man. I see him all the time because he comes down to Boca.
Well, he
This is-
doesn't like Philly. He said we hate ice cream, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably true.
How do you hate ice cream?
I don't know. It's Philadelphia.
It's Philadelphia.
They
don't
hate
know.
Christmas, or they weren't told to like it.
Listen,
See all this.
and we call everyone dickhead. What do you want?
Yeah.
That's New York too. Like,
No, it's not. Dickhead's Philly.
I mean, you've made it more like trendy. That's for sure.
No, not really. It's just something people say here. Like the bus, if you're on the bus and the driver doesn't let you off the back, you yo back door, dickhead.
There you go.
That's how you know you're in Philly.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Mexico. Yeah, that's how we do it in Iowa too.
No, it's excuse me, sir. Can you please open the back door?
So there's a there's
Excuse me,
there's three things. There's three things in Iowa.
And then someone does it. Thank you. Here's your corn. And
Yeah,
keeps going.
next corn and Slipknot. That's the three things out of Iowa. Next corn, Slipknot.
Hell yeah.
In Seth Rollins.
What's that from?
We weren't talking wrestling.
and Rory,
And what?
Rory, the wrestler, Rory Fox.
Or, yeah.
Oh, Rory. Okay, Rory Fox. I said, yeah, get him back too.
Yeah, for sure. He was
Yeah.
on a lot of talking shows.
He was in a lot of talking shops. Yeah, I
Thought
want
about
I want a Rory Fox T-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
I've been drinking
have
with
it.
him before.
but
Like, I won two T-shirts off a talking shop.
Yeah.
but we're gonna wind this down. We'll stay on
The picture that I sent Gallows with.
If
me
you
and
want to,
Roy-
if you want to wind it down, go for it, man. But I'm
No. I just promised I wouldn't keep you on all night.
No, that picture I had with Rory Fox, we were just sitting like that, and just the angle of it just made my arm look like 10 times bigger than his. Gal's like, "How big are you?" I'm like, "I'm only 5. I'm 5'6". That's tall
Are
as
you
I-
really?
Yeah, I'm only 5'6".
Wow, you got stage presence.
I'm just big shoulders, and that's about it.
Big shoulders.
Got Trapzilla over here. He's gonna give
Yeah.
Gallows a run for his money now.
You don't want my son. I mean, I do a good job, but my son, Jesus Christ, that kid, he lays into it. I would say he could probably give either Finn, maybe even Gunther a run for their money with the chops. That kid, he
little hurricane.
takes the wind out of you, and he's only 15.
Wow. Is
Yeah,
it
that's top.
15? Okay. But
He's almost 6 foot tall now.
anything you guys want to add in closing? And we'll stay on after, guys, for a minute. We'll close it properly.
Nah, I'm
Nah,
good.
man.
Just want to make sure you guys all have your moments and your time to.
Oh,
shine.
dude,
Thank you for
yeah.
giving us the opportunity to hang out, man. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
you all
it.
coming on.
Great time.
This was
Good
the
to talk to
easiest
you, boys.
day
Good to see you.
Yeah, you all want to come and talk? Done. That was yeah. And you know what the funny part was? I knew it would be like that. Where everybody was like, "Hey, what time works for you?" Oh, whatever time works for the other person. Oh, whatever time works for the other person. Like
Yeah.
that's the community.
When you said
Let
Sal,
me
I was like,
know.
I was like, well, I was like, at 5 o'clock. I was like, you're like 8. I'm like, it's at 5 o'clock Sal time.
That's Sal time right there, boys.
I was like, all right. I was like, hey, if Sal's good with it, I'm good with 8, man.
Yeah, it was. But
good.
everybody, how great you guys are was whatever time works for somebody else. It wasn't. Well, I'm not sure my time or what do you. It was always somebody else's time, which is it deserves to be mentioned, man.
No, yeah. That was a good time, dude. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely
Max,
appreciate
you're
it.
looking tense right now. Are you
No, I'm just like
in your head?
watching wrestling still, and
Okay.
it's nothing.
There you go.
There's
That's
no
fine.
sports tonight.
Next,
There's
anything you
no
wanna
sports
add
for
in
me right
closing?
now.
Max, anything you want to add in closing?
Stay sexy, everybody.
There you go. Rex, bring it on home, man. Anything you want to add?
Cheers, boys.
What that man do?
Ooh, that looks delicious.
It does look delicious. I love those kind of drinks now.
I heard that Fresca has a new Fresca vodka one, and it tastes just like Fresca with
Yeah.
no like vodka.
Dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
These
You
are
had it?
No, I don't. No, I'm just saying if it's already tasting like like that, then it's already dangerous, dude. Like you're not gonna taste nothing.
That's why I will not try any of those Mountain Dew Spike drinks because
Oh, they're disgusting.
oh, good.
They're
sugar bomb.
It's just straight sugar.
Okay, see, I drink Diet Mountain Dew.
Do they make
I'll
the Diet
drink-
Mountain Dew? Yeah.
I'll drink Mountain Dew, but
I
my
haven't
go-to is
delicious.
the 7-Up Zero. That's my
I drink
favorite.
that. Yeah, in Canada, dry ginger ale, sugar free. I should
When
have
the
some.
tummies are grumbling.
My own sweet tea, AJ Styles story. That's not. But All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Some of my favorite people in the world. I'm going to put the link for the Patreon. If you guys got any questions, one of us are always happy to answer it because we've been there the whole time.
Come on, hang out.
We will.
We're not customer service.
Come
We're
on.
not here for your problems on the Patreon. I'm just kidding. But
This is Daya.
Is it Rocky Romero merch at gmail.com? Send all of your
remember, the
complaints
stuff
there.
Poor guy. Poor guy. All right, but guys, everyone sign off, and we'll be on. These guys will be joining me at some points here and there to talk some like wrestling, actual wrestling. Okay, guys, take care, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.